And to quote Bill O'Reilly, we'll do it live. So we're doing it live now.
All
Cheers.
right.
I'm not going to say crazy, but cheers,
But you gotta
Sarah.
look in the eyes or it's 10 years bad luck.
I haven't heard that one, but in the eyes.
Salute.
Cheers, Sarah, and thank you for being on the podcast. I did it later in the last one. I want to get this out of the way right at the beginning. I definitely have to give a shout out to Brothers Cascadia Brewing, their downtown Evergreen pub location. They have been so gracious, welcoming and supportive, letting me record podcasts here with my dumb little venture I'm trying to build. So yes, please come visit them. Great food, great beer. Reach out to me and we'll get your ass on the podcast. And I have this one, here's the running joke. I have this one listener who it's a family friend. I've known her for years, but the joke is I always refer to her as my one actual listener. Her name is Gwen. So Gwen actually watches all of my podcasts. I have at least one. So one person at least is going to see this.
Follows
yes.
you? Okay.
Yes.
I was going to ask.
No, I have like 68 or 70 followers, but I don't know how many of them watch every episode. Gwen, I think, watches every episode.
I got to teach you how to do a proper cheers. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
you
let's do it.
You got to look in the eye.
Okay.
Then you say cheers.
Okay.
Then you have to drink before you set your glass down.
Oh, did I not drink?
Nope, you did not.
That's so funny. I've heard people so let's get this out of the way and then you can berate me more. So,
okay.
Eyes, salute, cheers, prost, whatever, and drink. No,
then
I've had, years ago, before I was even a beer snob, but I've had people tell me that before. Dude, you can't cheers and then just set your fucking glass down.
Yeah, it's disrespectful
oh, by the way,
and bad luck.
You can curse. It's not gratuitous, but I always label these as not made for kids.
Right.
So if you want to emphasize a point with an F-bomb, feel free. Just use your natural language.
Well, I have kind of a bad mouth, but
You have a
I'll
potty
try
mouth.
to keep it in check for the kids.
No, you won't. I have met you, Sarah. No, you won't.
And that's a lie.
Yes, I'm afraid I have met you. You're not a stranger. Sparrow gave me a big heads up on you.
To quote Maury, and that's a lie.
God.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was going to ask what number of podcast am
You're going to
I?
be number 117.
117,
Yes,
if you know what I
yes.
mean.
That's a lucky number,
Is
right?
it?
Because you're going to be in my most viewed podcast. Remember, the most entertaining.
Oh yeah, you guys are going to be viewing me the most.
So
I'm sure.
entertaining.
Also, let's point out that it's a full moon tonight.
That's
I
actually.
don't know if that's a good or bad
I didn't
sign.
think about that, but I did see the moon yesterday, and it was like I could tell it was almost full. So today is literally Sunday.
Yeah, today is literally the full moon.
Sunday, is this the 1st? February 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday, February 1st is when we're doing this, and it is a full moon. Look, I think you're immune to that. You're just always crazy. So that's not going to matter. You're just going to be you, and it's going to be amazing.
Okay, there's a lot of build-up here, and I don't know what I'm doing. This is my podcast debut, everyone. So
You've never been
please
on a
bear
podcast?
with us. No.
Really? I mean, and I always tell everybody, within a few minutes, you're going to forget the mics there. It's the same thing if we were just hanging out having beers or drinking wine. It's just a conversation.
Right.
That's
Except
it.
I am being recorded.
Yeah,
so.
but you're going to forget about that very soon. Unless you keep talking to my one listener. You keep looking at the camera, talking to the audience I don't have. God.
Hey, I did watch a few of your snippets.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I mean,
Thank you.
I just also wanted to see what I was in for, so I was.
That
it
is
was
safe.
homework. Yeah.
I always send people previous episodes so they can. I don't expect them to listen to the whole thing, but at least they can get a vibe for it, and they realize that I'm not trying to get dirt. I just like to hear people's stories.
Yeah.
Because everybody's had a different life than I have, and that's how I learn. I don't want to get on my Tony Robbins talk, but yeah, this is how I learn and grow as a person, is by talking to people that are from different places or have had different life experiences than I have. Because I talk about it all the time on the podcast. I've been in therapy for 10 fucking years, so I'm a big self-improvement guy. I don't follow any dogma. I just am always working on myself because, I'm a pretty great guy, and I always have been, but I definitely am far from perfect, and I definitely have grown a lot in the last 10 or 15 years. I mean, my whole life, but gained a lot of self-awareness.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't have to go down that road. Let's start with how I met you, because it was that when I first started doing open mic at Cascade Bar and Grill, you came in with Sparrow. I think Sparrow got there first.
No,
'cause
Sparrow was there. And
she was there, and I think she was going to play also, but I remember her telling me, oh, my friend Sarah's coming. You have to meet her. I don't know if she used the word crazy, but she was like, oh,
Yeah.
you'll love Sarah.
Well, and I didn't even know Sparrow that well yet. We have just been...
Had you just met her when she was doing a set somewhere? Or?
Yeah, we don't know each other all that well, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
we met kind of friends through friends, I think.
Was
and
it...
Just through the music scene,
I was
you
thinking
know?
about this on the way here. You seem to be good friends. What's her name?
Well, Carrie.
Carrie.
Mhm.
Okay. Was Sparrow at a open mic gig that Carrie was doing or something?
I think
or?
she knows Carrie, and I think
Okay.
we went to one of her... I'm trying to remember, because it's been like a year or so now.
Right. It's been over a year, a little bit over.
Yeah, a year and a half maybe. But I think Carrie took me to one of her shows. Oh, I know what it was. We were at, it was like the Fish House or something out. There was a restaurant out in
Yes, by my Costco. That's where I
out on
work.
the east side.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And she took me there once to see her play. I think that's actually the first time I was
Because,
introduced to her.
Yes, Sparrow used to have a regular gig there. That they
Right.
closed down now, but yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know, and they had
okay.
really good fish tacos. I was bummed they shut
I
it
know,
down.
I know. Okay, so
But
you and
that's how
Carrie
I
went
met
there
her.
to see Sparrow play.
Right, and Carrie introduced me to her.
Okay,
And
got
then
it.
later on, down the road, I mean, we went, you know, and then I started at 14 Acres, and then I...
Okay, because you like wine, so you probably know,
Yeah.
you're familiar with a lot of wineries around the
Right,
area.
I'm kind of a wino. Yeah.
You're a connoisseur. Dare we say a sommelier?
I wouldn't go that far, but...
Not a master, but you might be
Yeah.
a somm.
You know, lush, whatever.
Okay,
yeah.
that is
So-
cool. So you'd only met Sparrow a couple of times, saw her 2 or 3 places,
Yeah, and then I think we just started running into each other, because I know Casey from way back. Like,
Oh, Casey Barnett.
yeah, and
See,
he hosts the
yeah,
open
yeah,
mic.
yeah, yeah. So I only met him by doing open mics.
Yeah,
so
I know him from
the podcast is about you,
from
but,
our dive
but-
bars.
But we might
Yeah.
also do some ancillary talk about people we know in common, because I'd love
Right.
to hear a little bit more about Casey. I love the guy. I only have interacted with him. I will go out and see him and Tyler perform, but I also know him from the open mic thing.
Mm-hmm.
But so yes, you didn't know Sparrow that well, but it was great.
Yeah.
I'm glad she introduced you to me. And then there was that one night, Sparrow wasn't there, but after we had gotten to know each other a little bit, it was a Sunday open mic, and you were texting me because I wasn't going to go, and you were there. It was after you had spent the day cooking fish, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
smelled like fish. So, but you text me, and you're like, "Are you coming?" And I was like, "Fuck, I wasn't going to," but I was like, "Okay, if you're there, sure, I'll come hang out." And we just talked that night, so that's when I kind of got to know you a little bit
Yeah.
more. And obviously, I was like, "You're super fucking cool," obviously.
Well, thank you.
But so let's. Yes, she just did the fucking hair flip. She just flipped her hair.
My sisters and I do that.
Oh, God. But let's get into you, because that's what this is about. Are you from the Portland, Vancouver area?
Well, if you remember, I'm
Clearly,
from Monmouth.
clearly I don't. Oh shit!
And we
this
know
is coming
this
back to me.
because you
Because I used
were
to
a
work
cop
there. I was
there.
a cop there. We've talked about this, but now I don't remember. You're younger than me.
Yeah.
Did you go to Central High School? Mm-hmm. What class?
2001.
Okay, you're way younger than me. Okay.
Well, not way.
Oh my
but-
gosh, you're 11 years younger. So you're
Yeah. But the
So you
irony
were
was you might
there-
have pulled me over. Remember
maybe,
we laughed
yes,
about that?
maybe. But because I left, I was there as a cop from '94 to '99. So you would have been in high school, your first couple years of high school. Oh, we probably talked about this when I was there. Independence Police Department. Troy Clausen started the. I forgot what he called it. Not like a national night out, but he started something at the high school. And I don't know if it was every Saturday or once a month where they would open, it was like a night out for the kids. And he would maybe have a DJ and music, or they would come into the gym and play basketball. But it was designed, and parents and teachers would volunteer to be chaperones. But the point was to give the kids in the community something to do other than just be out running around the streets getting into trouble. Did you ever go to that thing? It was a regular thing at
It
Central.
sounds vaguely familiar.
And Troy Clausen was the school resource officer for a while.
And that name sounds familiar.
And I think that's why he started it. He was the school resource officer.
But if it was to keep kids out of trouble, I probably
then you
wasn't
never
there.
went to it. You were out roaming the streets probably on Gun Club Road or something.
Well, especially in high school.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, yeah.
But did you
And I
Did
had
you
an older
totally-
group of friends that I hung out with. So
Did you totally grow up in the Monmouth Independence area? Okay.
Yep, Monmouth, born and
We
raised.
probably
yep.
didn't talk about this. But you're Marinelli. I don't recognize that.
Marinelli.
Marinelli. Sorry, I knew I was going to fuck that up.
Marinelli. Yeah.
I don't recognize that last name, but I wonder if I would have known your parents, or do you have older? Do
Maybe.
you have older siblings?
No, I'm the oldest.
Okay,
Yeah.
but your parents lived in town proper, obviously.
Right
yeah.
at the base of Snob Hill.
Uh,
You know it.
I
if
know
you've been
what
there.
you're talking,
Yeah.
because the mayor lived up there. That was the mayor's house
Oh,
for a
really?
while, Mark Nelson. And then eventually somebody else became mayor, but that was still Mark's house up there.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you're at the main intersection of Main Street and Monmouth Avenue, which is the one that went through the college, but right there, if you kept going, I guess it'd be west, and then up that hill, that big house, that was Mark Nelson. So when I was there, he was the mayor, and he also owned that petroleum gas company, Mark
okay.
Nelson Petroleum Products. So like everybody was buying gasoline from him. But anyway, I'm sorry. I don't reckon, which is good because your parents never did anything wrong. That's why I don't know their name.
Or
They
we're,
left-
or we're really good at hiding it. I mean, we are
Kind of
Italian.
like you. Kind of like, I wonder where you get it from.
Don't look in the backyard. That's where the bodies
Oh,
are.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I'm
And there's
just
also
kidding.
a stash of cash buried back there probably because you don't trust the banks.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up because I did forget that we had that
Yeah.
connection.
Oh yeah. Well,
So-
we joked that you might have pulled me over at one point
So
because
you
I was
were-
getting pulled over for everything under the sun when I
I'm
was,
sure.
by the time I got a driver's
You're an
license.
excellent driver. Class
Well,
of...
it's Monmouth. They had nothing
They had
better
nothing.
to do.
If you have a tail light out, or
Seriously.
the best one,
I got pulled over for a license plate
license plate
out.
light.
Yes.
I was just gonna say
Yes.
they were bored, but technically it is a reason we can pull you over.
I know, but they're like, "Oh, did you know your license plate was out?" No, I'm not running behind my car as I
And
drive.
you should
Like,
do a
how-
walk around before you leave the
Oh,
driveway.
everybody
and
does
check your
that every
fucking
day,
lights.
right? You all do walk
I
arounds
do it every time.
Every time you leave the house. Sure.
Now I'm trying to think of people you might have went to high school with that I would know. How much younger? April Campbell?
I don't think so.
Dan Campbell was the fire chief, and his daughter was April. Her mom was a teacher at Monmouth Elementary, but she might have been
But
old
see,
enough.
now you're speaking about other people. I don't know if they want all this on the record.
Well, we're not saying anything bad about him. It's fine. So I look, Dan and Ann, it was Dan and Ann Campbell and Dan Campbell and April. They're the sweethearts. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So we're not. Yeah, I'm talking about them because they're amazing people. I get to give them props. So me and April are still friends on Facebook. I haven't seen her for a long time, but we're still friends on Facebook.
Yeah, I
Greg
don't know
Bennett?
that we would have anybody.
Greg Bennett? No. I think these must have been older than you then. You know what? That makes sense. They were probably more like class of 95, 94.
Right.
So never mind.
School-wise,
Never
there's
mind.
too
You
big of a
don't know
gap.
them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I did have friends that were a few years older. But
Okay, I mean, you know what? You're right. We shouldn't drop names if they're
I know, we don't
not
wanna
here
drop
to
names.
defend themselves.
we got to get signed consents or something later.
Yeah, but release of liability.
Yeah.
NDAs. But anyway, you're the oldest, born and raised in Monmouth. What was, because we have an interesting perspectives, me as an adult working there, you as a child growing up there. Did you like growing up there?
I mean, it was fine. It's all you know, right? So.
At that age, yeah, but
Yeah.
now with the age and moving out of town, you have some perspective on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I think it was safe, and it was a small town, so it was, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we'd ride our bikes everywhere,
Right.
rollerblade, run around, and like.
And I guess I should.
And you didn't have to worry about anything, so that was nice.
You just said this, I think. So you guys lived in Monmouth, base of Snob Hill. Got it.
Right.
Okay. There was you might not remember this, random. There was somebody that lived in that area. He was the first one in the mid-'90s to buy a Dodge Viper, and he used to drive it around. Do you
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah, he lived across the street from us.
So that was your neighborhood. I know where he was.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's some stories there.
Okay, we don't have to
But
go
yeah,
into
we
that.
can't really go
but
into
now
that.
now I'm sure I
Yeah.
know where your house was.
Right.
Okay. So that's where you grew
He was
up.
a major red flag. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. I kind of,
I'm pretty sure that
I
was
kind
the
of picked
car.
up on
Yeah,
that.
it was
Yeah,
the
it
only
was.
hot rod in town,
It was
right?
the only
Like,
supercar.
Right.
It was like the comparison of like if somebody had a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Because that car, I know how expensive they were. That
oh,
wasn't just
back
a
then,
Corvette.
especially.
It
yeah.
was like over 50 grand.
I'm
And
sure,
we're talking
yeah.
the mid 90s.
Right.
That would be 150,000 now.
Right. Yeah.
So, okay, but you were neighbors with him.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, that
That
was
is so
right across
funny.
the street. For a short time, I think he got into some trouble that guy.
Okay,
So,
anyway. But growing up there, had a fun childhood. You liked it, pretty cool town, but that's all you knew.
Yeah.
You have younger siblings.
So I'm the oldest of 4 girls.
Oh, your
So
poor
my
dad.
yeah,
Your
everybody
poor
says that.
fucking
Everybody
dad.
says that. And you guys
I guess I
that
should
know
start.
me know me.
Your parents are
so-
still around, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Whatever your dad's name is, you don't have to say it, but
Yeah.
there is a special place in heaven or wherever you believe the afterlife is. There's a special place for you for dealing. I don't even know her younger siblings, but dealing with Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
You have earned
Yeah.
a place
You're
in
not
the
the
spotlight.
first to say that, let me tell you.
And I'm totally kidding. I don't know you well enough to say that, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah, we butted heads a little, but we got to keep things interesting.
Are you and your dad that much alike? Is that why you butted heads? Because you're very
yeah,
similar?
we're very similar.
A little strong-willed,
Yeah.
opinionated, I'm guessing.
Controlling.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have picked up on that.
Never. Yeah.
And you're the first one out of the gate, so that's when
Right.
the first one out of the gate is always hardest for the kids because the parents, my child is going to be perfect. So they're the hardest on the firstborn, usually.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I don't know your
Oh,
dynamic,
for sure.
but
No.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you became so amazing. Is thank God for your parents
Right.
being hard
I don't
on
know
you.
about thank God, but yeah. Let's just say I am a bit resilient because of it. Yeah.
So, yes, credit to the parents for that. You'll thank me later. Your dad's like, you'll thank me later for this when you're in your 30s and 40s. You're going to appreciate the rules I have now.
Oh man. Yeah, he had a demerit chart and everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking about like what they did for careers or work or whatever?
Well, my dad, I guess I had it wrong, but he was basically a IT guy.
Okay.
I can't remember his exact title, so I won't say it. But he,
And no company names, but did he work for a company in the Salem area, or he had to go to Salem for
yeah,
work? Okay,
Salem
got it.
state job. I'll just say that.
Oh,
say
okay,
that.
got it,
yeah.
got it. Yeah.
Because I remember, and then I ended up working there in high school. So,
Just like summer or part time
yeah,
all year?
For most of my senior year,
That's kind of cool.
yeah, and then into the summer before college.
Was that almost like during your senior year? Was that one of the things? Because my high school had this, where if you had some kind of a job that maybe was something you might go to college for, you could take like half the day instead of going to class. You can go to a job. Was that, or were
I
you
don't-
doing it after
No,
school?
it was, well, by the time I was a senior, you could have like 6 credits instead of 8 or something.
Right, right.
You know, you didn't have to take
If you'd already taken care of everything was required,
Right.
you didn't necessarily have to have a full schedule your
And I
senior
mean,
year.
I wasn't the best student, and like junior year, I had to pull it together because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, I got to get into college. So,
Yeah.
and my dad was kind of pushing me to get into a school, and so I'm like, well, I guess I gotta get my GPA up because there's no way. I did the math, and I'm like, I'm not gonna hit a 3-point by the time I
I
graduate.
have the same story about my senior year, but go ahead.
Yeah,
This is
so
about
senior
you.
year, I
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
managed to pull straight A's out of my ass. I don't know how.
I did the same thing.
and
I did the same thing for it was because we did quarters, not semesters. So there was 4 quarters in a school year. But halfway through my senior year, I looked at my GPA, and it wasn't even going to be enough I ended up going to Western Oregon University at college. That's why I ended up in Monmouth. And it was a public university, obviously. But halfway through my senior year, I looked at my GPA, and I was like, I'm not even going to be high enough to qualify to go to a state institution, let alone a private school. Literally got a 3.8 GPA for the second half of my senior year, and just pushed my cumulative high enough to maybe a 2.75, so I could actually apply to Western Oregon.
That's funny.
So anyway,
I
go ahead.
landed at a 2.98, and I was like, damn it, I'm two
Fist bump that.
points shy.
So when we have the
So-
proper motivation, we can do shit.
That's what my dad said. He goes, see, you had it in you all along if you would have just been motivated. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I mean, granted, I took some easier classes. I had weightlifting and yearbook and some easier stuff senior year to be able to pull straight A's. But then by the time I got my GPA at 2.98, I go, great, now what? So I had to apply. I applied at a few schools, but I wanted to go to U of O the most.
Okay.
And I had to write a letter to get in with my
Well, what was theirs was probably 2.5 or 2.75. They
No,
were
it
also
was 3. You had to have a 3-point.
the University of Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed.
That's what I remember
I
anyway.
just assumed back in the day, all the public universities in the state of Oregon would have the same standard. But
That's what I
Okay,
recall.
no, you're probably right.
Because
There's
I
no
remember
reason-
being so pissed that I was 2 points shy, and then had to
but
write a
they
letter
obviously-
with my.
There is some discretion they have if you write a letter and say, "Look, I really."
Yeah, and
So-
I was like, look, I really busted my ass. You know, I
Okay.
tried to get my grade point out. I just gave them some sob story like I do, and then they let me in. So.
So you went to U of O
Yeah.
right out of high school, fresh.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And so.
Did you go there for how long?
All 4 years.
Nice.
Yeah, and I will tell you though, I almost got kicked out of college first thing because. You know it's bad when you're in the dean's office freshman year, first term. I mean,
I have seen the movie Animal House.
exactly.
So yes.
And I was like, oh, I'm getting the behind the scenes tour of the Animal House,
Yeah.
but not in a good way.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was back when Napster was a big thing,
Yes.
and you know, stealing music and or all that off the internet.
Right.
So I had an Apple though. We were always born and raised.
MacBook or
yeah, we were
whatever.
born and raised with Macs, and computer family. So my dad even wrote his own software and
Nice.
stuff back in the day. So yeah. So I kind of followed in his footsteps and did some graphic design and everything. That's where I ended up going to his work as a part-time graphics designer and web intern for like,
Okay.
I think it was like the last half of senior year, like
All right.
into the summer kind of thing. And helped like with their new company newsletters and all that stuff. So I was learning PageMaker and Photoshop way back, like
shit.
old school, like
The
like,
origins of those that
yeah,
software.
like you know,
Wow.
version 4 or 5 or something,
Holy
like
shit.
like really far back. So and some of the just the startup programs that Apple had and stuff. We were making our own CDs, and my dad and I just for fun at the house and like you know recording it.
Just-
and
you
going,
mean burning music
yeah,
onto it?
burning
or-
music,
right,
but
right,
we would
right.
make mixed CDs, and then
Yes.
you'd have to go in and manually adjust the volumes and manually adjust.
Right.
Manually
Because
adjust
every
in
file was
between.
fucking different.
Right.
Yes.
So we would be with both on different computers with, you know, the.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a bonding story.
Yeah, it was just fun. Like, and then we would hand cut the, what do you
Oh,
call
the
it?
cover art?
The
The
cover
cover
art.
art?
In AppleWorks Pro, we would like AppleWorks.
And you would actually put a cover
There was
art
AppleWorks.
on your mixed
Yep,
CD.
and we would cut it, score it, fold it, put it into a. Yeah, we had the whole
so
thing.
it looked like a presentation.
Yeah,
almost
it was like
looked
a
like
real,
a real
CD,
That's
and it was
amazing.
and it was cut perfectly because we're both
Now,
like OCD, so we went
I
through it.
maybe know where this is going, but
Yeah.
this caused you to end up in the dean's office because were you
Well,
selling them?
here's the thing. I was smart and I did what my dad said and I turned sharing off. But if you had sharing toggled on, if you're running like a sharing software program, so
Okay.
I had LimeWire
Right.
and
Yes.
my
BearShare, that was one.
yeah,
LimeWire
I
was
used
a big one.
LimeWire, and then my counterpart, my roommate at the time, and we're back to back in this tiny dorm room. They put us way out in the field in the Bean Hall. It was like the shittiest dorm you could get. I mean, I don't know how we ended up there, but I have a feeling.
I
but-
have no idea.
Yeah, and so it was like tiny, you know, just beds, closet, bed,
Right.
desk, and so we're back to
Yes.
back. And she's got a PC, but she's got sharing on, and whatever
Now, when you say
program
the
she's
sharing
on,
thing, is that when you're downloading stuff from LimeWire, or is that when you're
it's
copying
everything.
it?
So it basically means they can see what you're doing. Like, so our Napster or our ResNet people that ran our internet and everything could see that she could basically track what she was doing.
So
on her
when you
computer.
say turn off tracking, is that something you have to turn off on your computer
Yeah, on the
itself?
program,
or it's,
on the
It's
program.
a setting in the software.
yeah, within
but
the
you have
so-
to do it on your specific computer.
Yeah, and she did
that when
it.
you're doing anything, I'm turning off sharing.
Yes.
Got it.
And she did not have it off.
Okay.
So these ResNet nerds bust us, and we get like a notice on our door saying you've been summoned to the dean's office
And
or
that
something.
this was about the time that Napster was starting to get sued
It
by all
was
the
a-
music
yep,
groups.
And Metallica.
Yes.
Yeah, Lars Ulrich was a huge thing.
Yes,
So
yes.
that was all right before we headed to college.
Got it.
That was
Okay.
happening because I
Yep.
think that was like late 90s and we were
Early
2000,
like 2001,
2001 is when I went in.
Yes.
So this was right at the heat
Yes.
of that. And they were
Holy
very,
shit.
very strict about this shit.
Yeah, because the
like-
record companies were pissed about this. They
Yep.
were trying to stop
They were
it.
suing Napster. Well,
Yes.
Metallica did sue Napster.
Yes, I know all about this.
Because I was a
Yes.
huge Metallica fan. I wrote my senior paper on it. 16
Senior
pages of why
college or
of
senior
high
of high school? Nice,
Oh,
nice.
well, it was 121 class, so I actually got college credit for it. But like my
Nice.
16-page paper was
Oh,
basically
Metallica.
we had to write why the greatest influence of all time, and mine was like why Metallica rocks.
That's amazing.
Basically, yeah, and I got an A, I think.
That's fucking amazing.
So
Because it was well thought out.
yeah, I had all the everything to back it. Yeah, so it was pretty awesome. I'll have to dig that up.
You
but,
should.
But yeah, basically we get into the deans, and I'm like, damn it, Jay, you got us busted, you know? Like, so we go in, and they kind of gave us a slap on the wrist, but it was a strong talking
So they knew
to.
that she was doing it, but they just
They
did
basically
do the,
just caught our room. Like they could just
right. So what I'm
somehow
saying
get our
is,
room.
they probably pulled this is a police interrogation
Right.
tactic where they catch you off guard and just get you to admit shit that you didn't need to admit because they had no proof that you were doing it.
No.
But they were like, oh, roommates, they must be, and they pull you in and scare you.
Well,
and
it
then
didn't. It didn't matter. I mean, I don't think they
Yeah.
really got to the nitty gritty of it. They just said, "Look, this is a big deal. If you get
Yeah.
caught doing it again, you're going to get kicked out of school."
Okay,
So
got it.
we were lucky. We just got a slap on the wrist. But
Okay.
I'm like, "Geez, I just barely got in here, and now I'm almost getting kicked out." It was.
Was this fall semester?
yeah.
like that
first
quick?
Thing,
That quick?
First thing.
That quick, and old people will get this reference, but fall semester, your first year there,
Fall
you,
term.
fall term, you
yeah.
had to go to Dean Wormer's office.
Right.
You know the
Yeah.
name? Yes.
Oh, I've seen it.
And
a
he
lot,
was
so many
like,
times.
Mr. Blutowski,
Yeah.
0.0.
.0.
I'm so glad you know that.
Oh, I have Animal House on DVD. I've seen it 100 times.
It's the best.
Oh, my dad even edited it when we were younger on VHS so that we could watch it, like as kids.
So he would cut out
some of the
oh, like
parts,
the
yeah.
titty scenes,
Yeah.
with the tissue
So
paper
you would
in
just
the
see
bra.
the ladder fall
Yes,
back.
yes. That's amazing. Your dad knew how to do that back then. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
He was so crazy. He was doing reel to reel, like somehow to his records and burning. Like,
Yes.
He was doing all kinds
So
of
he
stuff.
knew how to do like a studio cut when you're doing it on like actual tape. When
Mm-hmm.
bands used to record on tape, and there's a technique on how to make edits where you have to cut and tape the tape back together. So he knew how to do that.
Yeah, I don't
shit.
even know.
Oh, I do know.
But
That's
then
amazing.
all I know is we were getting yelled at if we ran in the living room because he didn't want the record to skip.
Right.
So,
right.
and we were 4 girls, crazy, running around.
Oh, you guys were very calm
doing
and relaxed.
gymnastics and-
no,
yeah.
you would never.
We had a mini trampoline that we would hit
I am-
and
I
try
am-
to touch the ceiling.
Why the
Yeah.
fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I am gonna pause it because I have to pee again and I'm
All
gonna
right.
refill. But yeah, just
Well, the audience doesn't need to know what we're doing. We're just gonna say
no,
intermission.
no, they
please.
do need to know.
Yeah.
Gwen wants to know why I paused it.
Oh my god.
All right, so
And we're back. Yeah.
recording. So, an amazing introduction to the University of Oregon freshman year. You are a stellar student, getting in no trouble.
Stellar student.
But anyway, so let's talk about you went to college, and was your what was your focus? IT, something IT, computer related,
Well,
or
originally, I had no clue what I was gonna do.
but you just wanted to go to
still
college?
don't really.
Wow.
I mean, I guess it was more expected of me to go to college, and so
Right,
it's
right.
just like the natural next step. And I was lucky enough to have my dad, my parents' support and everything. So I just got
Okay.
pushed. I kind of just got pushed into it, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to figure it out. And I really liked psychology, and so I actually
Oh
started.
my God, I can kind of see that in you.
I
That's
took
fucking funny.
I know. I just.
No, I could, because it explains so much. Like every time we've hung out, it's only been a few, but I feel like you're fucking analyzing me.
I know. Now look who's dropping all the f bombs. Yeah.
You're a good influence.
I am. I'm such a good influence. So I did start as a psych. Well, I started as undeclared for a little while, and then I'm like, well, they want you to pick something. So I picked
Right.
psychology shortly after, and then I'm like, after freshman year or so, I'm like, well, what am I going to do with psychology? I don't actually
Either-
want to counsel people.
Either be a therapist, or do you want to go into
Or you
clinical
have to
psychology?
study, right?
And
So
yeah.
you either have to do research or you got to counsel, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think
Or I
so.
guess you become a teacher,
Right.
but you probably don't want to be a teacher without any real world experience. That's
Yeah,
kind of annoying,
And not
but-
liking children doesn't help that either. So.
This is the shit that you're gonna make me edit out. And I was thinking about this. This makes my life a lot easier if I don't have to edit anything. So
No, you're
please
fine.
filter
You're fine.
yourself.
Everybody knows me. I mean,
But I promise I will give you a
Everybody
copy.
knows me.
You can review this before I post it. But please don't make me do
no,
any editing. It's so
fine.
tedious.
It's fine, Ken. It's fine. Okay, you don't make me do any editing. Yeah.
It's probably,
Don't poke the bear, man.
it probably would be my fault, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're the one hosting this damn
I
thing.
know. So you started
Okay.
first year psychology, but then
So
you were like,
started
maybe
as
not.
psych, and then I'm like, well, also I looked at the math you had to take, and I do not like math. So
I
in
wouldn't have put that together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of math
you had to
for
do
that
a bunch.
degree.
Yeah, you had to do a lot of math because of the research side of it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So there was specific. I don't remember all the details, but there was like specific higher level math and stuff you had to do, and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that.
Okay.
And I just didn't see it as an actual job. Like it's an interest.
Right.
And I like it, and I took almost enough to like double major in it, but
Okay.
I just didn't have the math and the credits to actually get a. I could have probably minored if I would have taken math, but
you weren't going to do a career with it.
yeah.
So
and
what's
so I
the
was
point?
like, what's the point? So, but I did take a lot of psychology, and I'll tell you this: I was in my junior and senior year and stuff. I was in the research lab as a test subject because you could get extra credit.
Okay.
And you would go into these creepy basements and be like at a computer doing like these DOS systems, and you're just like clicking
So
different
you
things.
you weren't signing up for studies they were doing as a patient? Is that what
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah.
Oh.
So I was in like these weird blind studies.
Studies, yes.
Yeah, where you would
Okay.
get you get a credit or something.
But these are people in that program that are trying to design studies
Yeah.
to come up with new
like
treatments.
look at these ink blots and
Yes,
things
there's
like
so
that,
many
and
of
tell me
these-
what you see.
there's
Or
so
they would
many.
have something up on a screen, and you have to click your emotion of 1,
Got
2, 3,
it.
or how you feel about
Got
this,
it.
or it was just weird things, weird scenarios.
Because in
that-
the world of academia, this is people in the psychology program that are
In the
trying
department,
to
yeah.
develop new treatments, and of course they want to get published and
Yeah,
yada yada.
yeah.
Okay,
So I was one of those test subjects, for better or worse.
that must have been
people. Yeah.
amazing for you.
It was pretty fun.
Are there any new treatments, drug or otherwise, that are a result of your
Right?
contribution?
We would like to know. The people would like to know. Yeah. No,
I feel
but
like they
it's
should
all
have to put your initials
but
on
it's
the
all
treatment.
anonymous,
I
you know,
know,
so
I
who
know.
knows? I mean, and who knows where that data went,
my God,
right?
that's
but
amazing.
I was part of these studies.
Oh, I'm sure it's in AI
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Chat GPT is using all the information from you.
From these creepy basements with no windows.
Yep,
And
yep.
they put you down there. I mean, who knows? I don't
That's
know.
hilarious.
That's just a fun side fact. But I did start with that. Then I'm like, well, I got to get realistic. What am I actually going to do? And I had already some computer background. I had taken multimedia design as a class in high school
Okay.
and computer technology.
So that's working with
so
graphic
I already
software.
I had 12 credits leaving high school. So even though I was a crappy student, but the two classes I did well in were computers,
Okay.
of course. So multimedia design and computer tech, I had 4 credits each already, and I'm like, well, I kind of like that stuff. I was born into it, so I'm like, I'll just do that.
Okay.
And they had just introduced a multimedia design program, and this is on the cutting edge of when graphic design was really starting to take off.
Okay.
And so it was hard. You had to apply to get accepted into the major. And they were only taking like 65 students a year or something like that. And I'm like, well, gosh. So I went ahead and submitted. I'd already been working at the EMU Craft Center as their graphic designer on campus as a work study job.
Okay.
So you could do that. And then I went ahead and submitted a bunch of I did all the newspaper ads and all that. So I sent in my portfolio.
Is this sophomore or junior year?
This was probably sophomore year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I submitted my portfolio. You had to submit a portfolio. So I just assumed it's like a job, right? So I put
Right.
in work samples and
Yeah.
kind of like a resume. Nope, denied. And I'm like, what? So I didn't get in. I'm like, I already have done all this stuff. How did
What
I not
else
get
did
in?
they wanna
What else do
see?
you want, right? I'm only 20, you know, like 19.
Yeah.
I was 19,
What were they?
I
Did
think.
you ever find out what they were looking for?
And so then they set you up with a professor that was helping these people get into the program. Because
Okay.
it's U of O and they're artsy and they want to see who are you as a person. They don't want to see your work samples. They want to know about you, just like this podcast.
They need FaceTime.
So I had to make a whole nother portfolio that was just like inner workings of Sarah's brain. So it was just like,
It's amazing.
it was like how I analyze things, and like I had all my CDs in OCD order, and like I put that in as a picture, and like how I organize things, and just weird stuff like that.
Wow.
So it was more of like a snapshot of my life
Yeah.
instead of work samples. That's what they wanted.
Okay.
So I submitted that, and then I got accepted.
So they wanted to know who you were as a person as opposed to your skills.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to submit like a whole different kind of thing. So, but I did get in.
Okay.
And then it just took me like the second try to get in. And I think it might have been later in my sophomore year or something like that. So I got in just in time to be able to, get going on it, because you had to take quite a few classes and
Okay.
everything. So, I mean, I spent a lot of time, and it was a male-dominated field. I mean, it's mostly all these nerdy guys. I'm in animation,
Yes,
with all
yeah,
these nerd
yeah.
guys. And I have a life. I'm out wanting to drink it up and everything and go to karaoke. And
even
all
back then you
Oh,
were?
yeah. So this is how I got the name. I guess I should just tell you so we can get this crazy Sarah story out of the way. So sophomore year in my psychology class, actually, or so I think it might have been sociology, like intro to soc. So I'm sitting next to this cool guy, Chris. Shout out to my old buddy Chris if he's ever sees this. And
Hopefully he
yeah,
will.
I know. I lost track of him after college, but we were good friends right away. And then he started having like me over for house parties and things like that. So shortly thereafter, I'm at a party at his house, and he had two other friends named, and this is when people would just rent a big house in Eugene, and so there's just
Oh, right.
tons
So
of people,
It wasn't
lots
a frat
of people
house,
living there,
but it
though.
was a big house and a bunch of roommates
Yeah,
shared
exactly,
it.
right. So it was like him and his girlfriend and like maybe a few other roommates. And so we'd all go over there for parties and cake stand in the garage.
Why wouldn't you?
Let's just say I can hold the longest cake stand. I think I got 16 seconds.
You are so
Yeah.
amazing.
I had the longest cake stand hold at the party. And then meanwhile, back inside. So we got two other Sarahs, and he's shouting to us, going, "Hey, Sarah!" And we're all like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "No, the other Sarah, the other Sarah." And he's like, "That's it." He came in the living room one day and was just like,
You're crazy,
"Yeah,
Sarah.
he goes, we got to break this down into nicknames." Like, I don't remember how he did it, but he goes, "We can't have all three of you have Sarah name."
Do you remember the other Sarah's nicknames?
I don't know exactly. He was kind of like, "You're normal Sarah and studious Sarah
And you're crazy,
God
Sarah.
damn it, you're crazy
So
Sarah." Yeah.
you literally got this name in college.
Yep.
That's
At 19 years old.
Okay, good.
So
Because I was hoping this entire time when Sparrow told me that was your nickname.
Yeah.
I was hoping it wasn't pejorative.
well,
But no, this means there's a history.
there's
to
a
it.
history,
I
and then
like
and then
it.
here's the rest. So then, and this is on my comedy too, which is on YouTube. But so
Yes, we can, and I will
yeah.
put a link to that in the
oh gosh, I
description.
don't know if we want to, but you can.
If you want me
Yeah.
to, I can. I'm happy to share whatever you want, but go
That's
ahead.
another story. But I go into, and I mean, this is off the record, Mr. Cop, but I did sneak into, back then in campus, you could kind of just slide into these bars. I mean,
Right.
there was one just down the street from campus.
Yeah, of course.
I don't remember the name, but
Wasn't the Rock and Rodeo? That was
no.
big in Eugene back in
No,
the
but
90s.
there was,
but-
I just went back there for the country fair last summer with my
Okay.
sister, and I did swing. It might have been like Max.
But was it kind
It
of on
was
the
down
downtown area?
Yeah, it was kind of downtownish. I want to say my memory's a little foggy on it, but it was this just long, narrow bar you walk in,
Okay.
and at the back they were doing karaoke, and I'm like, I remember who I was with, a couple, maybe a friend or two, and they're like, "Yeah, well, go up." I'm like, "Well, I've never sang karaoke," and they're like, "Well,
This
come
was
on."
the first time.
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, come on, go up and do it." I'm like, "Well, I don't even know what to sing," and I was so nervous. And they're like, "Well," and I just walked in. No one carded me. I don't even think I even got a drink necessarily. I
But
just went straight to the
with
KJ.
all your Napster music experience, you obviously knew songs.
Oh, I knew songs.
You knew how to sing.
But I never was a singer. My sisters were all in choir, and they were big into singing. I was never really. I was more of a rocker. I was into Metallica and
Right.
that kind of stuff. So
Right.
I never developed any formal singing or anything like that. And I was in band when I was a kid and stuff. But I go in, and the guy goes, the KJ's like, "Well, just sing something you know."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, I know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air soundtrack."
Hell yeah.
And he's
which
like-
is a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, and he goes, "Well, do it." And I'm like,
Yes.
"All right." And then he's like, "Well," I go, "Well, what? I guess I'll put my name up. I'm Sarah." And he goes, "Oh, well, we already have another Sarah in the queue." And I'm like, "Seriously? So my name doesn't even work here?" So I go, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to use Crazy Sarah." And
And
the
you did
legend continues. So That's how the
And
Crazy
now
Sarah thing
We
stuck.
are
Yeah.
maybe 23,
Yeah.
24 years later. The Crazy Sarah moniker
Right?
has stuck.
Yeah, and I did sing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, rocked it out, by the
That's
way.
amazing.
And now every time I go up to sing karaoke, it was just go ahead and put me up for Crazy
That's
Sarah because there's
awesome.
always another. There usually is another Sarah in the room, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I just don't want
yeah.
to have to deal with it. So
Yes. That's fucking awesome.
yeah, that's how that happened. Yeah.
Okay. No, I love that. So again, the Crazy Sarah thing is actually you own it.
Yeah,
it's not
and
an
it
insult.
wasn't meant to be like Looney Tunes crazy. It was
Right,
like fun
right.
crazy,
And
and that's
obviously
that's
you're
what I
not.
have to
I know.
tell
No.
everybody.
And
So-
even when Sparrow told me that, I could tell the way she said it. I was like, no, she's not really crazy. It's
Yeah.
just fun. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So back to finishing college. Ended up getting your degree in what?
Multimedia design. Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens? Did you immediately go into the work world, or did you do post-grad work, or
Well, I tried, but you're either overqualified or underqualified, right?
even back in
Oh,
2005?
yeah. And so I'm in Eugene. I tried to find something. I ended up working at a print shop, and I was just running this big copier for 8 hours a day on rubber mats, standing there, and that was fun.
Was that
Yeah.
just for customers coming in, or were you actually doing graphic? People would come in and say, "Can you make this?
Well,
can
they
you
were
make an
they
image
get
for
like
me?"
big work orders from schools of like pamphlets
Right.
and
So
booklets
you-
and all that kind of
But
stuff.
did they come in with the art already made, or would they ask you to make the art?
Oh
and
yeah, I wasn't doing graphics. I was literally just running
copy and
copies.
paste,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
printing out what
Yeah.
they brought in.
Yeah.
That sounds very intellectually stimulating.
It was super fun.
You
So
wanted to slit your
because I
wrists.
was the only full-time employee, I also got laid off after about 6 months. So that didn't last long, but probably for the best. And then I've bounced around. I've had like 15 jobs. So
I've had more, but go ahead.
Then I end up working at. Well, you are older than me too, so.
Ouch! I'm
Burn!
gonna edit that part out, bitch.
See, the curse words are coming out. But yeah, then I end up working at Salishan Trucking, I think it was, for like 6 months.
Yeah, I remember
or
that
3 months.
because I
In
did a short
Harrisburg,
stint as a truck
Oregon.
driver. Yes, I
Yeah.
know. I remember. I can picture the truck in my mind.
and
yes.
then these guys, these old timers, try to recruit me as a truck driver, but you had to be 25 to be a truck driver
Yeah,
for
to
insurance.
get
And I'm
your
like,
CDL
no, I don't
and
want
all
to be a
that.
truck driver. I'm
No,
just
fuck
doing a
no.
temp job to make some money.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, so I just did that for a few months, and I mean, I just was trying so hard to find something in Eugene, just couldn't. So I ended up moving back to Salem.
Okay.
Regrettably, I just did not. Salem's not.
Are we
great.
talking 2008?
This would have been in the crash of the housing market. So this was like 2006.
Okay,
Ish.
2007.
Yeah. Well, and then I think right after that was like the crash, right?
It was 08. It
Yep,
was 2008.
2008.
Because I moved to Salem in 2008, and I stayed there in 2011. We must have met at a
was
karaoke
so hard
bar,
to
but
find work,
anyway.
though.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
but it was just hard. I mean, you're out of college trying to find something, and it doesn't matter if you have a degree or not. You're
Right.
still having to get your foot in the door. And so I ended up popping into like a Remax equity group.
Okay.
And I got like a 6-month job working as a receptionist on the weekends just to get something.
Okay.
And then, meanwhile, I'm still trying to pursue graphic design. So I ended up getting a graphic design job at Minuteman Press. I was there for
At where?
Minuteman Press.
Is that in Salem or-
Mhm,
okay.
South Salem.
Okay.
So in some big warehouse. So I worked there for about 2.5 years. Then my friend was like, well, you should really just come to Portland if you want to find graphics work. There's way more jobs up here. Why don't
Yeah.
you just move in with me? I've got a room, and she had just bought this house. So I move in with her
Was this a college friend or?
from growing up, from
Oh,
childhood.
Monmouth. Yeah. Okay.
But she was in Portland at the time. So I moved to Oregon City, rented a room from her in her house, looking for work, thinking it's not going to be that. I had quit my job and just I had some money that got handed to me, and I'm
To
like,
get you by, but you're like,
some
I'm sure
inheritance, yeah.
I'll get a job soon.
yeah, I had some inheritance money saved, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna quit my job. My boss was an ass, and I got out of there. And
Was
see,
that kind of? Well, I mean, that might have been a little scary, but
It
was it
was
also
scary.
kind of cool?
Yeah, I was
to
like,
just
yeah,
go
we'll
to-
just see what happens.
And to get out of the area that you'd been in and maybe
Mm-hmm.
some new opportunities. And obviously, growing up in Monmouth, you had been to Portland before. It wasn't like the first time you'd ever been there.
Well, yeah, because I had been dancing in the club since I was younger.
You should stop right now. Because
what I
that's
mean.
that's
We
a
gotta cut
complete
that
that's a
out.
complete fucking lie. No, I'm not gonna cut it out because I just said I pointed out that you're bullshitting me.
I'm telling you the truth.
No, you're not.
What do you mean? No, I'm not.
You were dancing in the clubs?
Yes.
In Portland or?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm seriously thought you were making a joke.
No, in high school, we would drive up. That's why I said I probably age-wise shouldn't say that. But they had underage gay clubs in Portland back when I was like 16, 17.
Like Embers? Or
It was called, I think, Club Z at the time.
Okay. Is that the same location?
They don't even have it anymore. It's
Okay.
gone. But like this was in the late 90s, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we should not talk about this.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off mic. No, I had no idea.
Yeah. No, those
I'm
are
not
true.
judging. I'm just saying,
I have a
let's
lot
not
of
talk
stories,
about this.
but yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, but I have been to Portland, yes.
Okay.
And never lived though or anything like that, or been
Right.
or
You've been there as a visitor.
visitor
But now you
very sporadically.
you moved
yeah.
up here. You had a little bit of money to get by, and then you were going to find a job. And obviously, there's more opportunities in the Portland
Right,
metro
you
area.
would think. I probably submitted 100 applications, and it was so hard to
and
find
you're
anything.
still trying the graphic design thing.
Yeah, and so I had applied at one place where the guy brought me in, and he was willing to teach me InDesign, which was the new program at the time.
Okay.
And they had done away with PageMaker. Adobe PageMaker was
Never
obsolete.
heard of that. I know Acrobat, but I don't.
So Photoshop.
Photoshop.
So
yeah.
Photoshop, PageMaker, and Illustrator were basically the
think I've
top
heard of
programs.
Illustrator.
Microsoft Illustrator.
Yeah.
That's what I used in college. Well,
Okay.
then PageMaker, all of a sudden I get out of college and InDesign has taken over. So now I have lost. PageMaker is what you use to put. Photoshop's what you use to edit photos.
Right.
PageMaker is what you use to put together like a brochure or a
Oh,
newsletter.
got it.
How to actually input text and photos and everything.
And then you can print
Make
it
a
out
booklet.
and make
Yeah.
pamphlets or what the
Right,
fuck
right,
ever.
right.
Okay.
So that was more for that. And then InDesign took over, which is a more comprehensive, intense program.
And was it
but I
compatible
hadn't really
on?
used it.
Was it compatible on both PCs and Macs?
Yeah.
You could either.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I mean everything is, yeah.
No, that's not true.
Well,
Anybody that has an iPhone that tries to send me a photo over
okay,
text,
this was before phones.
don't fucking
this is
make
before
me.
smartphones,
Don't get me going.
okay?
That still pisses me off because
Yeah.
I know they can fix
Yeah,
that.
but this is like
Sons of
the
bitches.
computers software
All
is
right.
made. Okay.
Sorry, it's not my podcast.
Anyway,
Let's go back to you.
Anyway.
Spotlight is on Sarah.
Yeah, we'll flip the script and I'll do you. I'll have
You
to
can
interview
explain
you
why
next.
that doesn't
Yeah.
fucking work and why it pisses me off. And there's no reason
It's
for that.
money. It's money.
I know
Yeah,
everything
okay.
comes down to it. but
Follow
go
the
ahead.
dollar. Yeah, but we basically had a whole new program now, and I had a guy at this print shop saying, "I'll train you on it, no worries." And right as I was about to like leave the interview, this lady's like, "You don't want to work here," and like pulled me aside and was like, "He's
Oh,
an
seriously?
yeah," and was kind of like, "He's
Like
an
a bad
asshole."
boss.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, "Well, that's what I just left, so I don't want to go back to what I just
Got
left."
it.
So I called him up later. He offered me the job, and I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having second thoughts. I don't think I'm going to go that
Okay.
direction." And he's like, "What? Really? Why?" You know, and I couldn't really say.
You can't throw her under
So
the bus.
yeah, I just kind of made something up. But I always wonder, had I taken that job and actually went that direction, where I might be, because I ended up just on some random path of jobs.
Then did you ever do any follow-up years later to see what happened with his company?
No.
Like, was he really an
It was
asshole?
probably
or-
just some small. It was some small print shop, and
Okay.
you know, the print shop. And I've worked at several now, but anyway, there's a long story there. But I ended up chauffeuring this lady around for 3 months. So this is kind of funny because
Oh,
I didn't know
please.
Portland at all,
Okay.
and through a friend that worked at this bar who knew this older gentleman who had this wife. Yeah, this is like,
We're not using
yeah.
names. It's
yeah, we're not
fine.
using names, but anyway, she, my friend introduced me to this guy and said he needs help getting his wife around.
Okay.
And there's some rich couple in Lake Oswego. Well, the wife though has a speech thing where she can't. She had some kind of brain
Like a stroke or
disorder.
something?
Something happened to her,
Or,
right?
or maybe a medical
Yeah,
condition.
some medical condition where all of a sudden now she can't talk. So
Okay.
all she could say was yeah, and every once in a while get out maybe one or two words.
Okay.
So I had to drive her around, new to Portland, mind you, not knowing anywhere of where I'm going.
And we didn't
with a
have
person who
a
can't
Google
speak.
Maps.
Yeah, well, this is when, and they're well off. You know, I pull up to their
Right,
Lake Oswego
right.
home in my crappy car, and they've got a '65 Cherry Red Mustang in the garage, and I go, "Ooh, can I drive that one?" He's like,
And he's like,
"Absolutely not."
Yes, he's like,
and
fuck
he had
you.
a big truck, and then he had this Infiniti G35.
Nice.
And I go, stick shift. I go, well, drive a stick. Yeah, I'll take that. So I drive.
Nice.
So was driving around this Infiniti, but as soon as I pull out the driveway, like it's so low to the ground.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I scratched it, you know. And she's like, it's okay, like no worries. But I had a schedule. This lady had to go get her, you know, pick up her groceries or
She
whatever.
had a routine.
Yeah, take her to.
You had an itinerary.
Take her to the mat club so she can go exercise, and then take her.
How old was this couple? Ballpark, like 40s, 50s?
Maybe 50s.
So she was completely functional, it's just she couldn't talk.
Right, and she would just go, yeah.
But she would
So,
go work out. And
yeah, so she would
shopping.
Somehow
and
she's doing all these things, and you know, and then I'd take her to a tile place. She's trying to get tile. I would literally just chauffeur her around. So she would get out of the car, do her thing.
She
come
was
back.
literally completely functional. You didn't have to walk her into the building.
No, she knows everything. She just
can't
couldn't get the words out. So she would write stuff down and all that.
So she can write.
Yeah.
She just can't speak.
Yeah.
That had to be a stroke.
It was so crazy. I don't know for sure.
Wow.
It was I can't remember what he said. It was some kind
So
of.
cognitively, she was all there.
Right.
She could think thoughts.
Yeah.
She just couldn't communicate it.
But it was
through
a
her
wild
voice.
time for me driving around on the stick shift, which was one of the first 6 speeds too. And you
Yes.
had to, and I didn't know this, so this is a funny
The
story.
G35s are nice cars.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up to the Mat Club, and then I would drop her off to do her exercise,
Yep.
and then I'd go up to the hill to the park, and I would just hang out for an hour or whatever. And I remember I was up there, and I was driving, and I'm like trying to back up, and I was kind of near a cliffside, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I can't get this thing in reverse. I guess I hadn't had to put it in reverse yet, and I'm by myself in this car, can't put the car in reverse.
You now know how to fix that, but you didn't then.
Somehow I figured it out.
Yeah.
But I was playing around, and I remembered a flashback to this guy who had an Acura, and when I was in high school, working at that job, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember he said something about pulling the ring up on the stick. And that's what it was. There was like a little ring that you had to pull
Because
up.
if you have a 6-speed, reverse is not where it normally is.
Yeah, and so
it's
you had to
almost to
pull
the left
up
and the
and
front.
go back or whatever. Or
It's
to
either
the front
all
or
the way to
something.
the left and forward, or it's farther over
Right.
to the right and back.
But it was
Yes.
some trick where you had to pull
Yes.
the ring on the stick
Yes,
up.
it's got a
And
toggle switch on
thank
it.
God, because I was inching towards the cliff,
my
and I was
God.
like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go off that freaking cliff
With their car.
with their car." So just in the nick of time, it dawns on me, try this, and it went into reverse. And I go, "Oh, thank you, Jesus!" And like I backed up and
That's
got down the
amazing.
hill and picked her up like nothing had happened. Yeah.
And you're not telling. You're
And
not
I'm
telling
shaking.
her.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
I'm not
everything was
telling
cool.
her. Everything's fine.
I just listened to some bird sings
Yeah.
while you were in the Mac Club. It was very relaxing
But
for me.
this is how I learned to get around. And then we're driving around, and she'd go. So her way to tell me where to turn and get in, she'd go, yeah, was like this.
But she
for
would use her hand.
her hand to do, and I knew if she did like one motion, I would get over one lane, and if she went like this, I
Got
would get
it.
over 2 lanes.
Okay.
And if she went like this, I would exit. Like
Got it,
that's how
got
I'm
it.
getting around. And then she, all of a sudden, one day, I go, gosh, Anna, I don't know where I'm going, and she pops something on the hood, the dash.
Okay.
And this big screen comes up, and it's a navigation screen. I go, are you kidding
How many
me?
weeks
The
were you?
whole time.
And she just now tells you that, oh, by the way, we have a navigation system. She was doing this for entertainment. And I say that in the kindest way. Her name's Anna.
Yeah.
The sweetest way, but you just
Oh.
wanted to fuck with this young kid.
Oh my gosh. And
That's a great
I'm
story.
using hard maps and stuff
Oh my
back
God,
then,
yes.
you know, like
the,
this.
the Thomas guide.
Yeah, Thomas Guide. I mean, I don't know where the hell I am half the time. It was crazy. So that was my introduction to Portland, you guys. And I'm not even living in Portland. I'm living in Oregon City.
Right.
So I
But
didn't
you had
know
to go
Portland
to
at
their
all.
house to
yeah,
do the.
So
and
I figured out Lake Oswego and the entire Portland
You-
surrounding area
that's a good way to learn.
in about 3 months.
How
Yeah.
long were you doing
So
that
it was
work
about
for her?
3 months.
Okay.
And then I ended up working at like Snap Fitness, selling gym memberships for a couple months.
Right. That's
just-
a very rewarding
it
job.
was like
Yes,
dead. There was
the
nothing,
best ever.
nothing going on. They had me do some computer stuff to help them out.
Yeah.
And then after that, I ended up just finally biting the bullet and went to work at Office Depot in their print ship department. So I was
In Portland or
I want to say that
Was
was
it
like
Clackamas or
Tualatin
Tualatin? Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
And we had moved with them to Canby for a little bit. So
Your roommates
yeah,
See, that's where I'm from.
yeah.
Born and raised in Canby.
So I was like 6 months in Oregon City and like 6 months in Canby.
Okay.
And then working at Office Depot for like 6 to 8 months. horrible job on rubber mats on my feet again all day.
Yeah.
And they got the radio in your ear, and they're like,
Oh,
PPP, sell, the freaking protection plans, like. And I would just turn my radio all the way down.
And they have to do a shout out every time they do one.
It's so dumb. And then this is why I hate the song, Taking Care of Business.
Every day.
Because it would come on the overhead like every 10 minutes. And I'm like, want to slip my wrist. So I can't listen to that song anymore. I have PTSD from it.
I understand.
So never again. And then one day I'm doing an order of business cards, and this guy comes in, and he just slides me his card and says, hey, if you ever get tired of this, let me know. I might have an opening for you.
Okay.
And I guess I'll give a shout out. My buddy Scott Schamberg with Schamberg Heating. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
yeah, so he sends me, basically gives me an interview over the phone.
But he obviously was coming there and got to know you because he had
because I had helped him set up his business card.
And he was like, wow, she could probably help us.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
so I ended up working for him at his home office and was doing all in HVAC. I didn't even really know what HVAC meant when I started, and I learned that. So now I just had so many random things. So I'm running the office and scheduling the guys to go out, and do service calls and taking random calls. My fireplace is broken. How do I do this? And so I learned a few things on the job just doing that, and how to dispatch people in different areas, and how, with my organization and OCD skills, it came in handy. So
I like that you call OCD a skill, which, you know what? More people should do that.
Attention to detail, I guess.
But more people should. It's not a disability. It can actually come in handy.
That's what I mean. It's not in the clinical sense.
Right.
But yeah, we
we
have misused that term for sure.
It's so overused.
I was just thinking about that the other day. But just extra attention to detail.
Yeah.
So I did that for about a year, and then they had to lay me off. So then I ended up back. And at that time, I had also had to move to Beaverton.
Okay.
Kind of split ways with the roommates. So won't go into that. But
please don't, because that will make me have to edit something.
Yeah, we don't want to have to edit.
We're trying to avoid that.
But I ended up just trying to find a place to live, and Beaverton had a good spot and a good rental, so I just ended up in Beaverton. So I lived there for 5 years and had different jobs. So I did that. Then I was doing some other odds and ends, and then I ended up at a print shop in Tualatin.
So I guess we should probably mention what year are we talking about? 2010, 2012?
Yeah, it was about 2010.
God, I can't believe that I'm tracking this.
Yeah.
As the way that you talk so fucking fast.
I know.
I'm really impressed with myself, my brain at my age, that I've actually been able to track what years you're talking about and been pretty on point. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, you're
2010,
right.
2012.
It was about that time, and at this point, I've been out of the graphic design job too long that it was hard to find any real work there. So I end up on the front desk side of a print shop. So taking in all the orders. And I did that for about 2.5 years. But you had to know a lot, because you having to have consults with somebody like...
So let me pause this for 10 seconds to give a shout out to my really good friend Craig, who has been on the podcast twice. He's from Ohio, but he actually he's a business guy, but he actually bought and ran a print shop for over 20 years in Ohio. He's a little older than me, but anyway... you keep making these print shop references.
It's a hard.
So shout out to Craig. Yeah. I'll actually send this podcast to him, because he'll probably appreciate what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was it that the business had changed enough that you couldn't get back into the print shop thing?
Well, I just felt like my skill level wasn't up to snuff when it came to graphics, because again, the programs now have changed.
Yes.
I hadn't kept up on it. I was years behind. And the one thing they used to tell us in college was, you have to be so far ahead of the game that you have to be basically you're marketing to the next generation below you.
The shit that hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah, and if you aren't way ahead of the curve, you're out.
You're already behind.
You're already behind, essentially. Exactly. Yeah. And so it was like the new kids had already taken my job, so there was no way. Like, I would have had to go back to school at that point.
Yeah.
Or something, you know what I mean? Just really re-upped it. And I just wasn't feeling like, I don't know. I just have never felt like 100% like certain on any path. I've just been kind of go from here to there. And like, well, that seems interesting. I mean, I used to want to be a race car driver in high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Well, that probably has something to do with what we call, the seasons of your life.
Right.
As you go through stages in your aging, you have different interests.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I just was like kind of jack of all trades, master of none kind of
And
thing.
you still are.
Yeah, I still
no,
am.
I think you're a
Yeah.
master of a few, but okay.
But anyway, I just was like, well, okay, so I ended up doing the customer service side, but you still had to have the knowledge to know.
Remind me about what company this is or
Now, this
job.
was-
Don't name anything,
Yeah,
but
this was at a print shop in
okay,
the
that's right. Beaverton area.
Tualatin, you know where the that mall is?
Oh,
Gosh.
Bridgeport.
Yeah,
Fucking Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was right near there. Yeah.
That's about when it got built, I think. Yeah.
So we were at the headquarters. It was basically the headquarters of LaserQuick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we had all the big jobs, coming in. So we'd had a whole bunch of clients that we managed. I probably had like 40 to 50 clients that I managed.
Was it mostly local businesses that needed work done? Okay.
Yeah. One of them was the sheriff's department.
Clackamas County,
Washington.
yeah. Oh, Washington County. Yeah, it's on the border.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of funny, putting together the police business cards and stuff. And so I had all these different clients that worked with me, and I would just put in their orders, but you had to know how to set it up right for press and how to back it up. So it'd be like, a 2-up, document, and you had to make the work order so it made sense all the way through the line of production. And it could be really stressful because
Yes.
if you didn't do something right, you're going to cost that company a ton of money. So it was a
Yeah.
high stress
A lot of
environment.
pressure.
It was a lot of pressure. And then you get to the end of the job and you're following your job all the way through the steps of production, design to print.
Because you want to see the finished product.
Yeah. And I'd be back in back there, in the shop going, okay, now is looking at my stuff to make sure it got backed up correctly and everything. And I'm like, nope, stop the presses, people.
So the meat and potatoes printers that were actually doing it loved you.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what you're saying.
But one of the orders I actually caught wrong. I go, you guys have that flipped backwards.
Okay.
And you'd have to provide, we try to provide a print sample too to make it like pretty easy to follow.
just to make sure you can show
But-
it to them,
but
do
yeah,
you,
like-
would you show it to them and say, is this what you actually want it to look like?
Yep.
And if you okay it, we're going to do a whole run.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you'd proof it with the customer
Yes.
first. But then I'm the one responsible for making sure it gets done
So
correctly.
even after you proof it,
Yeah.
somebody might fuck it up
yeah,
in the production.
they had it flipped. So if
Oh.
the paper was flipped
Got it.
backwards in
Yes,
the press,
yes.
the whole thing got backed up. That's what
Yep.
we call backing up. The whole thing got backed
Yes,
up
yes,
wrong. So it was
okay.
flipped. I looked at it on the pallet and I go, no, stop the presses. Like, that's backwards, you guys. And they're like, oh, crap, it is,
my God.
So I've caught.
Did you catch it early?
I've caught a few. Yeah, I caught a few
Thank God.
things. Thank God.
But you caught it early. So
Yeah,
they didn't
early
waste
enough, I think.
Too
But
much
I mean,
ink and
still,
paper.
this is why printing's a dying business, you guys, because
You can do everything with software
And
now.
then you would get down to the cutting end, the binder end,
Yeah.
and the guy would not have a sharp enough blade or something and cut it, and it would go wonky, and everything would,
and everything's
everything
off.
would get skewed. And guess what? You got to do the whole thing over again. You just botched the entire
and you
print
have
job.
to absorb that cost.
Yes, and I'm the one, not necessarily
Not you,
absorbing
but
the
the
cost,
business has to
but I'm the
absorb
one
the
who
cost.
basically takes some of the heat.
Yeah.
It's like it was a nightmare
A
situation.
lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Not my favorite.
And again, my friend Craig will
Yeah.
love these stories. God, my gosh.
Oh, and then you'd get these big jobs and where they'd be like, all hands on deck, and all of us are in the back doing bindering. I'm hand coiling these
whatever it
giant
takes to
documents
get the
and
product out on time. Because
Yep.
a lot of these things are probably time sensitive.
Yeah.
Like the company expects to have this done on this date.
Yep, and you had strict deadlines, so we're all stressed to the
Oh.
max trying to get it done in time, and it was crazy. Yeah, so a lot of that, and then I had another friend of a friend that offered me, long story short, offered me a job at a dental office. I go, dental? I don't want to do anything with dental. Why would I want to work there? But she's like, well, if you want to get out of printing and you're tired of that,
What was the position?
I'd been there 2.5 years, an orthodontic treatment coordinator. Now, I've never even had braces in my life, and she offers me this job to get in and have
But was it-
better benefits and better pay.
But was it for marketing purposes, or you obviously weren't going to be
No.
next to the patient? But
No, but you're a treatment coordinator, so you're doing all of the front end, like sitting at the front desk.
right.
And welcoming patients in,
Okay.
going over
So it's an
insurance
office-
breakdowns.
Yes,
the
got it.
entire office side. And then with orthodontia, you're actually doing consults. So you're like, oh, come on in. It looks like you need braces. I'm going to set you here with the doctor.
Holy
and
shit! So
they're gonna
there
give
was
me
a learning
treatment
curve
plan,
there.
big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had maybe a few months of somebody helping me a little bit. And then I was off and running. So
Throw you into the
Yeah.
lake to learn how to
yeah,
swim.
I'm going over contracts and payment plans and
Nice.
signing people up for these 2-year ventures, and yeah, it was quite the
Again,
experience.
they probably saw something in you that like she'll pick this up quick.
Yeah,
because
so
you're
I
obviously competent.
Yeah, I did that, and then I kind of got tired of traveling, so you had to travel from place to place.
Oh, okay.
So I had like 4 or 5 different offices I was going to, and you'd take
In
your,
the area or
yeah,
like
I
out of
went all
out
the
of
way
town?
to Kaiser, Wilsonville, Tualatin, Durham.
Okay, so day trips. You weren't having to go out of town
No,
overnight.
no.
Okay,
But it was like
got
different office each
Yes,
day, and then you
yes.
get paid reimbursed for travel and stuff. But
Right.
I did that for 3.5 years at
Jesus.
various offices throughout the Portland metro area.
So now we're in 2015.
A few different doctors, and now it's like, yeah, about 2000.
2015, 2016,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how you're keeping up.
Because I have a big fucking brain.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
So it was about 2016,
yeah.
right around my birthday in September, where I went to work general so that I could just be in one place. So I was in Vancouver all the time. So
Okay, but are you still in that
no.
industry?
And
Okay.
then I did that. So all in, I was there almost 9 years in the dental field.
Okay.
And I didn't even want to do dental. So
But I'm assuming it was hopefully lucrative for you.
it was okay. I mean,
Okay.
not great, but
I mean,
yeah.
it served its purpose.
Yeah, it served its purpose. And then I ended up going and working for a home builder for about a year.
Okay.
And then now I'm working at a real estate company.
And
So for the
are you
last
still doing
2
the
years.
graphic design thing
So
for
now,
these
yeah,
companies?
for now and they're all office jobs. So like this company, I'm doing office work, but I also get to do all the social media. So I'm using Canva, which is like low-level design program. But
was that a learning
that
curve?
was
Dealing with
I-
social media, I mean.
a little bit, because I had only done stuff on my own. I hadn't really done it for the company.
Right.
Yeah, so a little bit for sure. But because of my graphic design background, it came in handy.
Oh,
and
fuck
so
yeah.
I actually am one of the best
Top
people
ones,
probably at
yes.
it in the company right now that can,
Wow.
you know, aside from
And
the,
is this you have to go to the office or is it remote?
no, I'm in the office.
Okay.
Yeah. So I run the front. I basically run the helm at the front desk. So
And you're liking this one.
yeah.
You actually have to say that because that's your current job.
Right. Yeah. Love it. Yeah.
The best fucking job ever. Sarah loves this. And it's because she got this job that she is not crazy anymore.
Oh no, that's not true.
All right, I do have to pee again,
Okay,
so we're going to
we gotta
pause
pause.
again.
We
And I
gotta pause.
might see if she wants
But
another
that
glass
is
of
basically
wine.
my
but
job history in a nutshell.
that was actually not in a nutshell, but it was the perfect amount of time. So that was seriously fucking interesting. All right.
I was trying to go fast because it is a
No,
lot.
and you don't have to go fast. We're good. And
Yeah.
actually, it has a running time, so I'll tell you right now. We
Okay.
are at 1 hour and 7 minutes.
Oh my gosh, we're breaking the time. Sorry for the extra noise. Oh no. Yeah. No, you're fine. Okay. As long as you don't mind some crazy storytelling.
The mic won't pick you guys up. Okay. Nope. No, you're good. That was too funny.
You're our inadvertent audience over here now. For your entertainment, yeah.
Actually, I feel bad. You're kind of catching shrapnel, and I'm sorry. Oh, I think I've seen you before. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are we back on?
Yeah, that entire thing was recorded.
Oh, we're
Yes,
live. Yeah.
so.
And we're back.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember where we left off. Oh, your current job.
Let's see if you can
Very
do a
happy
proper
with it.
salute first.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We refilled. So eye
Salute.
contact
Salute.
Prost. and drink. I'm still staring at you. I'm going to make it
Perfect.
awkward.
Make it weird, yeah.
Yes.
Make it
I'm really good at that. Just ask my poor daughter. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where were we?
So you're
Well-
with your current company now, so I got all that.
Yeah.
Still like your job.
That's my job history.
I did, because it's so funny. It's not correlated, but you know, we took the break, got refills, and we ended on a funny high note. But I started, all these ideas and questions start popping in my head. So you obviously are very social, but I was curious about like your work schedule. Are you kind of Monday through Friday? Because again, I'm going to make fun of you a little bit here. When we were trying to schedule this, I was like, hey, how about 1 p.m.? You're like, oh, that's so early. And I'm like, 1 p.m. is not early on a Sunday.
It is on a weekend because
No,
that's my,
it's not.
Yeah, it is. and I'll explain.
But
and here's
also,
why.
also,
Yeah.
I don't want to judge because I don't know what your work schedule's like. You have stuff going on.
Right.
It's totally fine. It was a joke.
Okay.
But yeah, and you
But
don't
I
have
will
to explain.
But I will explain.
Okay,
'cause
go ahead.
That's what I do. I have to defend myself.
I mean,
people.
no, but we tried to schedule this a month ago, but then you had an event
Well, I
some
had
kind of a bar crawl.
Oh yeah, I had like a bar crawl
So
thing
that's
the day
totally
before.
understandable that you wanted to sleep in.
I think it was karaoke. Shout out to Eileen
Yes,
and
yeah, I
and
saw
Sarah.
that you posted
Yeah.
video. That was great.
And I'm like, there's no way I'm doing the
'Cause
cast
wasn't
after
that-
that.
Who was it? Oh, Aslanian or Aram. It was his wife.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah,
Other Sarah.
One of the other Sarahs.
Yeah.
Not crazy Sarah, but
She's
yeah.
Machine Sarah. I'm Crazy
Okay.
Sarah.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
actually met her, but I've seen
And
her
Eileen,
husband perform
Eileen,
a lot.
she also
Okay.
basically hosts it.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, so that was
So
super
that
fun.
was an understandable
Yeah.
because that turned into a thing. It was a pub crawl with you guys didn't you just go in? Did you give the locations a heads up first, or was it totally
no,
impromptu?
it's complete.
You
so
just came in.
This is only my second time doing it, but
Okay.
Eileen and Machine Sarah have been hosting this for a little while now, I guess.
Okay.
And they just come up with a different genre of music each time. So this year's theme was yacht rock. So they had bought.
And was this in January?
This was December. So
December.
It's always like a couple weeks before Christmas.
Okay.
So it's kind of a anti-holiday music because I do not like Christmas music.
And are they just doing unplugged? Just
yeah.
a true
Yeah.
acoustic.
So we get
no PA.
everybody just comes in with instruments and no PA.
No PA.
No.
And we all sing.
Yep, and we
Okay.
just march the streets.
That is cool.
Starting at Trapdoor is where the rehearsal
yep,
is.
Yep.
And then everybody comes in, and I think, a tambourine somebody gave me.
Yes.
And
you have rhythm.
Yeah.
We've established that.
Kind of. I mean, when you have a few drinks after a while, you lose it. But
I think
yeah.
you've had a rhythm since you were in high school. Clearly, we're not talking about that, but go ahead.
It's getting weird. Yeah. So we had a bunch of instruments, a few people with guitars, and random keyboards, and you
That is
name
so
it.
cool.
And then we just do a practice round at the Trap, and then we just hit the streets, and we march into like random businesses, and it's bars and restaurants mostly. And we
all in downtown.
yeah,
It's
we have
walking
sheet,
distance.
and we have sheet music, all
Okay.
downtown.
Vancouver,
Up,
yeah.
From uptown, basically.
Right to
down
downtown, yes.
Yeah. And we
That is
just,
so cool.
yeah, it was really fun.
And
Brick House, we
and-
went up and took over the whole stage.
That is
and
awesome.
they had mics
so
already
everybody
up
was
there.
receptive to it.
Yeah. And we're like, it's a takeover, and we have signs and everything.
And they're all cool with
Yeah.
it. That's awesome.
The
I
only
like
place
that.
we got kicked out of was when we tried to walk in last year. We tried to go into the Market of Choice or whatever that, not Market of Choice, but what's that new
Oh, New Seasons?
hoity-toity place
New
downtown?
Seasons.
Yeah.
The store. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were like, nope, not allowed, so we couldn't
that's,
go in there.
but that's not
Yeah.
a bar.
So we stick to like the bars and the restaurants. and-
Because drunk people usually say yes to stuff they shouldn't say yes
Except the
to.
people eating at La Bottega, I don't think liked it very much because they were like trying to have a fancy dinner and we kind of took over their restaurant. But
Yeah.
we did one song.
Do
got
you
out,
only do
yeah.
it for like one or two songs?
Yeah, it's
So
like one or
not-
two songs.
That's
get out.
it. You're in and out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in and out.
So anyway, yeah, the reason we brought that up was we had scheduled this previously, but that turned into an amazing night, and you needed to sleep in more.
Yeah,
But
well-
now you're about to explain to me why on any random Sunday,
Yeah.
1 p.m. is apparently too early to do a podcast.
Well, I mean, for instance, I have my normal schedule, but I
Yeah.
am not a morning person. So getting up at 7:30 for work is like terrible for me.
right.
And I'm an total night owl.
Yeah.
So I'm just toast during the week. So then I need all day. I used to do 410s for like 10 years, and I would have all day Friday to recover.
I was
and
going to
then I was
say,
better for the
you
weekend.
mentioned to me that you use the weekends to recover.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since I don't have those extra days, it's like only 2 days off. So it's kind of like,
And you're not a morning person
And I'm not
either.
a morning person, so I'll kind of drag in the morning. And I skip breakfast, so I normally don't even eat anything until like noon or 1.
So then you'll have some food. and
Right.
do-
So
are
I
you a
wasn't
coffee,
ready to come
you
out.
coffee
and-
person?
Yeah,
or?
and I'll do coffee in the morning.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I'm like, I'm not ready to come out and have a drink.
Just at 1
until
you're
3 or
just getting
4.
some food and some
Yeah,
coffee. You're not ready to
exactly.
go out in public.
Exactly.
And that's totally fine.
That's
I'm
so-
not
come
judging
on,
because I
forget
used to be that
about
guy.
it, yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And
But
there's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that lifestyle. I mean, I just can't do it now. But I'm also older than you, so I do. Since I've gotten older, I do appreciate being awake and functional when the sun is up. Like I find myself
Yeah.
not wanting to stay out past when the sun goes. I mean, obviously I can because
Well,
I'm
and
a
I'll still
I'm a
get
fan of
up.
bands and I
Yeah.
go out for
Yeah.
music. But I really like. I'd rather day drink. Day drinking is
Really?
so much better, and then be in bed by 9.
Oh my
You feel so
gosh,
much
in
better the
bed
next
by
day.
9?
Yes, because nothing good happens after 10:30 or 11 p.m.
And that's a lie.
I
Yeah.
know. 'Cause, yep, maybe you don't know this about me, but I did 15 years as a DJ, 8 years full time, where I was literally a club DJ.
Oh my gosh.
Too many nights staying up
Yeah.
and playing music
Well, and
for
I'll
people.
be honest, I'm slowing down. I can't do the way late nights anymore.
Right, and
however,
you're behind me, so I was where
However-
you were when I was your age.
Yeah, but however, everything starts now. 8 or 9 is when bands start, and I love the music scene, as you know.
Well, that's why
so
I like going.
yesterday, I did go to Billy Blues. I hadn't been there in a long time.
Right.
And I saw the Pretenders cover
Yeah, yeah.
Precious. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
really good. And the Cars tribute.
I would
think
love
it
to
was.
see them
I think it
both.
was Good Times Roll or something.
Yeah, yeah.
They were awesome, phenomenal. So if you guys get a chance to check them out,
So Good Times Roll is the Cars cover band,
So
and
good.
the Pretenders cover band was
Precious.
Precious, okay. And of course, Billy Blues has
Yeah.
music
all
pretty
the
much
time.
every weekend,
Almost.
and even during
Even
midweek.
during the week, yeah. They have a pretty good schedule. But
Yeah.
even it was getting close to 11:30, and I'm like, all right, I'm tired. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So even still, but then I go home and I need my wind down time
Right.
and blah, blah, blah. So I still end up till 1:30 a.m. or
Right.
something.
Yeah,
you know?
because I can't go right
I
to bed
can't
when
go
I
right
get
to
home.
bed. I'm too wired.
Whether it's
yeah.
after getting home from work or whether it's a night out, yeah, I have to unwind.
Right. So then
I
I'm
get
up
that.
super late. So I don't go out as much because of that, because it's going to take a lot out of me. And then you have to bounce back for work schedule.
Right.
And it's just the turnaround. I mean, when you're in your 20s and even 30s, I could pull it off. But
Again, I used to be able to, but once
you do 4 hours of sleep and be able to do it
gonna be
and
fine.
get up for work, no problem. What
Jesus.
the heck has happened to us?
it's, let's call it gaining wisdom.
As in gray hairs.
With age comes wisdom, and yes, I shaved, but
I'm
yes, I have.
letting my gray
I
grow
have.
out.
You have no gray
I
hair.
have a
I have
little
tons
bit.
of
I have
gray
a
hair,
little
but yes. But I will promise you this: getting older is so amazing. Like, once I hit 50, I have 0 fucks to give, and it's so freeing. It is so freeing.
Yeah.
It gives you perspective. In a
Well,
good way,
I
not a
haven't
bad
really
way.
given a shit in a long time.
Oh, I can
so-
tell that you totally have cared about everybody in your circle your entire life.
Really.
You're always so concerned about everybody
Yeah.
else.
I'm so codependent.
It's not that. You had the self confidence and the security that I didn't have when I was your age. So,
Oh my
So
gosh.
keep doing what you do, Sarah. But
I don't know, man. It does get lonely after a while, but I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, I have been single more years than I have been in relationships. Like,
okay, I mean, just as
most
a
of my adult life, I've been
and
single.
this is public knowledge, so I'm just if I can empathize with you. I've been married 3 times. They were all amazing women, but obviously it took me a while to figure it out. I'm currently dating a great woman, and that's why I've been in therapy for 10 fucking years. Because I was a late bloomer to figure shit out.
Yeah. Well, I think it's beneficial to have alone time. I maybe have
absolutely.
had too much.
Absolutely.
But it's, you know what I mean?
I don't know. You're pretty fucking amazing. It seems to be working.
Well, and here's a joke I thought of yesterday on my way to the bar.
I'm going to put a pin in that because we're going to talk about your comedy career. But go ahead.
Oh, but I
Go
just
ahead.
have to say this.
Yes, go ahead with this.
And I wouldn't call it a career, that's for sure. But I decided, they stopped carding me at a certain point, and I realized they just take one look at you and go, "Oh yeah, you look jaded enough. Come on in." Yeah,
It's so true. It is so true.
it's true.
'Cause
I didn't get carded here. The lady's like, "Yep, you pass."
even if
yeah.
even if you had 0 gray hair, no crow's feet, nothing, no wrinkles at all.
Hey, now.
But if you just and yet some you don't, but I'm just saying, even if you didn't, if you come in
Oh, I
with
have
that
hella smile
jaded
lines.
attitude, they just look at you and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
you have
You've
spent,
been around."
You've spent more than 21 years on this planet. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so fucking jaded." Yeah. That's a tell.
It's
That's
fu-
a
it's a
tell.
tell.
You shouldn't play poker.
But it's true and it's
I know,
funny,
I
isn't
know.
it?
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
So, yes.
honestly.
Not a career, but obviously you must have done some open
I've
mic.
dabbled. Yeah, so career, are we pivoting to that?
Yeah,
I
we
thought you were
should.
going to say something
We
about
should.
your...
No, I wanted to ask about that
Yeah.
because the friend that I told you that I made the mistake, we had a great 2.5 hour podcast, but then I had a bad audio connection with a buzz through it. He is in the Portland, Vancouver area.
So wait, is this thing buzzing or is it just us?
No, that's why we did a test.
You like
Stop
that?
it. No, Jesus Christ. Yes, it's fucking buzzing from your wine. But it was him, and he's also doing the open mic thing. He's done stuff at Helium, and yeah. But yes, I want to hear this story about how long ago or what was the inspiration.
When was that? 2017, I want to say. 2018.
And you were in Vancouver.
Yeah, I've been in Vancouver. This is the longest I've stayed in one city.
Working for your current company?
No, because remember, I've only been in this company for a couple years.
I'm sorry, yes, but you were in Vancouver.
It was when I was working at the dental office. So I had a whole bunch of my coworkers, oddly enough, in the audience, and my boss and everything at the time.
Because they have met you.
My own dentist that I was working with was in the audience.
Because you're like, you should just go in front of a mic and just be yourself.
Well, what it was, so Silver Star Saloon.
Yes.
This was kind of, this is how I met my good friend Carrie, who's the...
Because they have music there, right? Or no?
They did a little way back then.
They have karaoke.
But I met her in like 2015-ish, 14, 15.
Silver Star is right over off of...
Andreessen and 4th Lane.
Yeah, 117th and 4th...
No, Andreessen and 4th Lane.
No, right, but the north-south one I think is 117th or something like that. But yeah, I know where it's at. We're talking about the same thing. Yeah. It's not Andreessen.
Yes, it is.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I
I'm
was thinking of
positive
I was thinking
I know
of a
where
different
that
one.
bar
You're
is.
right because my mechanic is over there, and it's there's a Goodwill there.
Yeah, trust me. After all my years of going there, I know exactly where it is.
I got mixed up with another similar type saloon in an L-shaped strip mall that is
But it was
kind
like
of
between that and the spot.
I know exactly where
between
you're
that
talking
and the
about.
spot,
Yes.
we would bounce between
the
those.
spot is right,
kitty corner across.
kind of by the Vancouver Auto Mall.
Yeah, it's right across. So we would
Maybe
bounce.
that's where I met you.
But
At
we
the
would bounce
spot.
between those two for karaoke.
Okay.
We may have ran into each other at some point.
I mean,
not knowing it.
Right. I guarantee, because
Yeah.
I used to go out and do karaoke all the time.
Yeah, but that's how I met Carrie, because she was up doing karaoke at Silver Star.
Okay.
And that was soon after I had just moved here. So I moved here to Vancouver like February of 2013.
Okay.
So at the time I was going to Jay's a bunch because I was on the east side of town, and Cascade.
Remind me
back
where
then.
Jay's is again. I know that.
Jay's is at.
Now that's by the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Jay's.
That's on the east side.
Also
more
SR
Orchards
500.
area.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one
Why
I'm
can't I
thinking
think of the main drag there?
So it's SR 500 4th Plane.
Chocolate or whatever.
No.
What do you call that road?
No, that's 117th. That's the one I was thinking.
That's the one you're
I was
thinking
thinking of Jay's.
Okay.
Sorry, but they're both in L-shaped strip malls.
Yeah.
I got it.
So I've been to them all. Let's face it, people. Yeah. I've been around.
Did you ever
town.
do karaoke at Orchard's Tap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course.
That place is
OT.
a little. It's a little.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's the word you were looking for.
Yeah.
Don't make me edit
I don't want
you.
to bad mouth
Don't
anybody.
make me
but
edit you. Yes,
That's
it was
extra
fun.
divey.
It's
We'll just say
fucking
that.
amazing.
It's extra divey.
I did karaoke to California Love from Tupac there, and I was a hit.
Oh,
I fucking
I
killed
was a
it.
hit.
I killed it.
Yeah. So, what will I say though? So we did Silver Star for we karaoke there in the spot like religiously for years.
Yeah.
And we had an old good crew and stuff. And after COVID, things just changed. The whole crew changed. The bartenders changed. Like everything.
The hours changed.
Everything wasn't the same, and like we just haven't been back as much. But yeah, it was probably a few years before COVID. I think it might have been 2018. I want to say September or something like that. We had a friend that was doing karaoke nights there at the time, and
Silver Star.
kind of a friend of a friend. Yeah, and he would host these karaoke nights. And he kept going, come on, you guys should get up there sometime. You're funny, you could do it. You have the stage presence. And Carrie's like, yeah, Sarah, come on, let's do it. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like a comedian. I'm just funny in a circle of friends, But then I got pressured into it. So I started writing a bunch of stuff over a few months.
So you actually did prep work. You wrote some material. You didn't just get up there and try to do audience work.
Carrie went up there and tried to just do
Right.
She wasn't as well prepared, but she did.
But you actually wrote material.
Yeah, I wrote material over
I mean,
a
of
few
course
months.
you did. You're
yeah,
OCD.
of course,
so,
right? Oh, yeah. We'll use a different word. We got to come up with something besides OCD. But, yeah. I'm well prepared. Yeah. And so I'm a planner. That's the thing.
Yes. Let's take the
So,
stigma off
Yeah,
OCD,
we
but
gotta
I
get
will
off
stop
OCD.
using it.
Yeah,
Yes.
So I'm a planner, and I did have a few months of stuff that I'd loosely written down, but it wasn't that well constructed because I don't know how to write jokes. I'm not a professional.
So they were just concepts
it was
that
more,
made you laugh.
It was more storytelling, and then I tried to get some
Something
punchlines in
funny.
there.
You hadn't
Yeah.
fully crafted it, and obviously you don't know how it's going to
Yeah.
work until you say it in front of a
Yeah.
live audience.
Yeah.
But you had some ideas. You just needed to work out the
Yeah,
tags.
and I kind of had it, and I tried to make segues in between.
Yeah.
I watched enough stand-up, and I love
Yeah.
comedy that
Yeah.
I kind of knew the gist.
you
but
knew
it-
the flow.
But it's a different thing when you get in front of
Yes.
people. And everybody thinks it's so easy.
No, that's why.
No. When you
hecklers,
get
I
on
fucking hate them.
stage, yeah, I have mad respect though. If nothing else, I have mad respect for people who get up there
So
because
do I.
it is like it can be paralyzing to
It
some of
is.
these people. You
Yes,
know?
I've done it, and and the people in the crowd. I don't want to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but I've heard professional comedians say, it's not like you go see a band like, oh, I could never play that guitar like that and sing like that, but people. They think they can do comedy because, oh, you're just talking.
Yeah.
I talk all day. I can do that.
No.
They have no
No.
concept of how fucking hard it is.
And you have to know, you have to have the timing right. You have to know
Yes.
when to hit the punchline.
Yep.
You have to feel the crowd. You also have to deal with hecklers. I mean, you're
Yep.
dealing with a lot. Like, you have to have a lot of confidence to get up there. And thank God for Carrie. She was the opener because, and, she had thrown a few drinks back, so she was just kind of like.
It makes everything better.
She pushed herself up there, and I don't want to speak for her, but she did a hell of a job for being the opening
awesome.
act,
Nice.
And she was doing storytelling, and she's been in bands her whole life, so like
She's
she
used to
has
talking
stage
on a mic.
presence, but again, she was scared. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I was nervous too. I got up there, and I'm shaking like this, holding the mic, just
Mm-hmm.
shaking so bad that I was trembling. And I remember she introduced me, and I had to go up second. So she's first, I'm second. They make the people who are openers, the beginning people.
Right.
That's even more stressful. And you have a short 5 minutes, but it can feel like a lifetime when
No,
you're
it felt
up
like
there.
a half an hour.
Right. So I actually went over because I could keep going, but
I'm shocked. No,
I
wait,
know,
you
I
can
had-
keep
I had
talking?
more. I had more material planned, But I went up there and I had props and everything, so they were impressed with me.
Okay,
the
that's
guy,
cool.
The guy leading it was like, "Wow, I've never seen anyone get up there with props." I
That
had
is
all this
cool.
stuff planned out. You'll have to watch it. We'll
It's
put
on
it-
YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube. Somebody without my knowledge was taping it or filming it.
That is amazing.
And then put it on YouTube, and I'm like, "What? I didn't even know it was
Again,
out there."
with your permission,
Yeah.
I would like to
Yeah.
share the link
You
in here.
can,
That's
you
awesome.
can.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys will see it. We don't need to go too much into it.
Gwen
Yeah.
will see it.
Yeah.
My one
Your
listener.
one listener. Well, wait until I promote it.
Until
yeah.
now that I have Sarah on my podcast, I'm gonna blow up and become the next Rogan.
Oh
so
yeah,
yes.
Crazy Sarah in the house. Yeah.
Prost to that.
Oh yeah,
Eye
we're
contact.
making you a star.
Cheers.
Oh,
There
yeah.
we go. Yes.
But yeah, I ended up going up and shared the story of how I became Crazy Sarah and all that. So
That's
it's
awesome.
somewhat entertaining.
What
Yeah.
was your, if you don't mind, and I use this word too much on my podcast because I interview a lot of creative people, but I do like to dive into the minutia of it. You were doing prep work for this, so you and Carrie must have talked about, oh, I guess we're going to do this. Mm-hmm. So you wrote material.
Yeah.
What was that process like? I mean, you're at your bedroom, just
I just
funny
write- putting- I
funny
just
things in your
start-
head. But
yeah.
were you doing were you talking into a voice note, and then you would listen back and say, oh, I should say it this way, or were you paper and pen?
No, on my notes app in my phone, I was just
you would just
writing stuff down.
so text.
Yep.
But then would you record yourself doing the
No.
act?
No recording.
You never recorded
No,
your audio doing
no.
the act until you got on
No.
stage?
I just had it in my head.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I think I did practice for one or two people, like my sisters or something, just to see how it would sound out loud.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But that's it. I didn't actually record anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I would rewrite it and
Right.
Try
Because
to-
you're like, I missed a tag here.
yeah, or
I
I'd try to find a way to make it segue into something else. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like get the segues in.
That is so cool.
And then refine it, and tweak it. And I still write. So I still have stuff that I write down when something funny comes to me.
Okay.
Like I wrote something about here's something kind of funny. So I thought of the other day, as a kid, you lose a tooth, right? And you're like, I'm super stoked. And I just lost this tooth. I get to put it under my pillow, wait for the tooth fairy to come the next day, maybe get your 50 cents. Hell yeah, man. And you're like, woo! And I'm like thinking, the perception certainly changes as you get older, right?
Oh my God, yes.
Can you imagine? You wake up, let's just say you wake up in the morning. You go
At
to the
my
you
age?
go to the bathroom. You look in the mirror to discover your front two teeth are missing. You maybe got like
Okay.
blood running down the
Yes,
side of your
yes.
face, and you scream in horror. I mean, this is a horror movie now,
Yes.
And this is not fun and games. And not only are you in pain wondering, what the hell did I do last night? But now you have to go to the dentist and you're paying the bill, And let me tell you, it's a lot more than 50 cents, people. Yeah.
No, I'm
And you're
not
probably
kidding.
eating through a straw for the next
Yes.
month or something.
And I'm not just shining you on with this. I'm not shining. That's a great premise. And also, here's another tag you could add to it is not only do you have to find out how much it's going to cost or
Yeah.
whatever, but you have to explain to the dentist how this fucking happened
How
in the
this
first
happened.
place.
And you may not remember.
And it has to be an embarrassing story. And if you can't remember, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's a great premise. You need to keep that
See?
and develop
So
it.
I write that kind of stuff down,
That's amazing.
and things
With all
like,
your free time.
yeah,
So-
things like, things you think about when you're single, like who might discover my dead body, like things like
my
that.
God.
Yeah.
It'll be a friend. You have lots of friends here. We'll find you.
And what paraphernalia will they also find?
There's definitely. Let me see if I can go somewhere with that. What would I find on Sarah? There's going to be an empty bottle of wine, definitely. Maybe one of those oxygen caps.
Probably more than one.
A corkscrew, maybe an oxygen cap, because no, never mind. You would always finish the bottle. You don't need to have an oxygen cap.
Oh no, we don't need that. Yeah, they try to sell me on that for what?
Look, I don't leave these things
No.
half empty.
No.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
You literally have a comedian's mind. That's amazing.
And I've watched a lot of stand-up comedy.
And so have
yeah.
I my entire life.
Hey, we met Pauly Shore backstage at the Helium.
The one in Portland.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've seen Janine Garofalo there.
Oh, yes.
But I met Lachlan Patterson.
I don't know that name.
So he was one of the runners-up of Last Comic Standing years
got it,
back,
got it. Yep.
He was awesome. And I told him, and he was in a van. He was in this van. This is right outside of COVID. Okay, so this is like 2020, like October of 2020, I think.
Yes.
When they were just
No,
allowing us
we were
to-
still in the lockdown then.
Yeah, almost. I mean, not lockdown.
It was pretty bad.
Well, for dental folks like me, we got 6 weeks off, and
I
we
still
were,
had
we
to
were
wear
pulled back in.
I still had to wear a
I was
mask at
working
work
all
then,
through it.
so,
Yeah, I got COVID in July of 2020. I was like out for 6 weeks. It was bad. And then by October, I'm like, screw it. I don't care. I'm probably immune. I don't. So we went to Helium. We saw Lachlan Patterson, and he was one of my favorite comedians. I thought he should have won that last comic standing. He was that close. And he looks at me because I'm right there, and he's pointing to me on the stage and stuff because I'm laughing at him. And afterwards, he was signing his posters. And
Right,
this
right, of
poster
course.
of him basically running through a forest naked. Like you can't see his full naked body, but it was
Right.
artfully depicted, but
Yes.
it was him naked. And I go out, and we all had to wear masks. And he's got this old hippie van that's on the street, and he's signing his pictures.
In front of his van?
Yeah, in front of his van.
That's amazing.
And I go, "What's going on with the van, dude? Are you living in a van down by the river?" And he's like,
Yes, I am.
I said that. And he goes, "No, me and my wife and my young baby are
Oh.
traveling through, and we kind of halfway live in this thing."
Yeah.
And I go, "That's awesome." And I go, "Well, you got to sign this for me. I love you and stand at Last Comic Standing. I thought you should have won." He
Oh.
goes, "Oh, well, the other comedians were great. I think Josh Blue might have won. He's on
But,
Netflix now all the time."
But he obviously appreciated that you actually knew who the fuck
yeah,
he was.
and he goes, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to write this out." So he wrote, "Thank you, Crazy Sarah. You made my night."
And you told him you're crazy, Sarah.
Yeah, and I have
Of
it
course you
framed
did.
in my house.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
it
so
was
cool.
so good. It was so cool. But I mean, you guys got to get out and see the local comedy scene too. There's we have a lot of local comedians.
That's what I was
too.
just gonna. I had this thought when you mentioned Helium. I listen to Rogan's podcast religiously, but he just had Greg Fitzsimmons on, and randomly, like 2 hours into it, they were talking about how the comedy scenes, there's so many different comedy clubs in every city of the country. Some of them actually want to nurture local comedy and they want to like invite new comedians in. They have open mic nights, and some comedy clubs in certain cities are just about, oh, can I get the biggest headliner and make the most money? Joe Rogan just gave a shout out to the Portland Helium, because it's a chain. There's other Heliums.
Oh,
but
okay.
he said the one in Portland, and of course Rogan's always like, Portland has their own issues, but he said the Portland Helium Comedy Club is fucking amazing. He literally just gave that shout out like 3 days ago.
Well, it's really our only major comedy club.
But
they used to have Harvey's, I guess, but I think did
yeah,
that close,
I used to go there back in the day. But
I don't
he was given a shout out as a comedian. He knows what a good club is and not.
Right.
He literally gave them a shout out and said they do it right there. They try to foster local comedians. They try to develop them. It's not just about bringing in a headliner to make money. It's like, hey, we'll do open mic nights and we'll do these open mic festivals, which my friend Vaughn did one at Helium. But yeah, so apparently this Helium is really good.
Well, and you want to know what's funny? I think it might have been 2019 or so, somewhere around after I'd done that comedy, that I was just jiving with people in the bar, and we were just like shooting the shit,
At Helium?
No, just at a bar.
Oh, okay.
And this guy that worked at Helium throws me his business card and says, hey, you're really funny. You could be an opening act. Do you want to be an opening act?
Duh.
And I'm like, I don't know about that.
No, that's real shit.
But yeah, I got
They actually try to foster.
Yeah, he wanted me to be an
They
opener.
obviously are going to bring in headliners for the big shows on the weekend, but they try to foster and develop local comedians. Come in here on an open mic night. We'll do 5 minutes, and we'll give you the red light. But yes, and Rogan is famous for saying this too. It takes 10 years to become a good comedian.
Oh, I'm sure.
You have to put the fucking work in.
Yeah.
But you also need an environment that fosters that and allows you to develop over 10 fucking years.
Well, and I think I was telling you, the only time I've been here recently was for a comedy night in this room.
And it was Brothers. It was the current.
It was here, just like within
That
the
is
last
so
year.
Cool. That is so cool.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know they had comedy
Did
there.
they do it over there?
No, there was somebody right here on
Okay.
stage, and we were all just in this room.
I almost wonder if that was somebody that Vaughn knows, because I know him and some of his friends have tried to do stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
I might have to ask him about that. I'll text him.
Yeah.
Not now.
I don't know how often they do it, but yeah, hey, come on
That is so
down.
cool.
Come on down to Brothers Cascadia.
The beer is amazing. Obviously, they have wine selections. They have seltzers, hard ciders. They also have. I didn't know this. 2 weeks ago, I did the podcast with Bridget, and I told her, "Oh, so I think we have. There's no hard liquor, but there's several other options. But no, they do have hard liquor. No, it's not they're not mixing.
No, but
cocktails,
I had a cocktail here.
But they have some draft cocktails.
No, I think it was. It might have been a year back. 'Cause it was kind of around the holiday times, I think.
Yeah.
Because they had like some sort of a cocktail.
They do some draft cocktails, I think, but they also have some high-end liquor. Like if you just want, a Basil Hayden neat.
Right.
So they have a full liquor license, but it's obviously focused on the beer, which is amazing. I'm gonna see what the runtime is.
Do we cap out soon?
No, not yet. No, this is going way too well.
What's the limit?
We are. Oh, hell, it'll happen.
Over the
when it
limit,
happens.
people.
Oh my
Over the
God.
limit.
The Big Lebowski. Over the line.
Yeah, over the line. Take it back. What did he say?
Sorry, Smokey, you were over the line. Market 8, dude.
Oh yeah. No, market 0.
No, I'm
Did he
sorry,
say
Market 0, dude.
Market
It's like, no,
0?
Market 8, dude. Smokey, sorry, you were over the line.
Over
Next
the
frame.
line.
Next frame.
Yeah, he's like gonna shoot him in the bowling
This
alley.
is not nom. There are rules here.
Big Lebowski, guys, the dude.
If
The
you market 8, you're entering a world of pain.
God, you're entering a world of pain. That's got to be Goodman's best role. I mean, honestly.
He's had so many amazing. The entire movie
It's
was
one
just
of my
fucking
favorites.
amazing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Oh,
but yeah, we're only at an hour and I think 40
I
minutes.
hate
so
fucking
we're good.
Credence, man. Okay, that'll be my one F bomb. But it's a quote. It's a quote.
The cab.
Yeah, he throws it out the window.
Yes. Get out of my cab. And then when he gets picked up by the police, the chief, they're like, fucking fascist. He throws a coffee cup at his head.
pissed on my fucking rug, man. Oh God.
They pissed on
There's-
your fucking rug.
yeah, there's so
It really
many-
tied the room together.
It really tied the room together, man. Yeah, there's so many good
Okay,
lines.
I want to hear
Okay.
more about you. We have to
Okay,
stop
we
doing
gotta
this.
stop doing that, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Next question.
No, this has been
Okay,
amazing.
now it's gonna get serious. you
Can't,
guys.
no, it's not gonna get serious.
I'm
but
just
I'm just
kidding.
really enjoying having a conversation with you. This is something else that I thought about on one of our breaks when I had to go to the bathroom. And, as I was peeing, I had thoughts about you.
This is
So-
TMI. Whoa! TMI.
That's a punchline right
Yeah.
there. Needs a tag, but it's a punchline. But I was like, wow, I almost felt like I had to apologize to you because, look, I always thought you were just cool and shit, but I obviously didn't know you. So I literally,
Well, clearly we don't
I
know each
didn't-
other that
right.
well.
but ever since we finally booked it, we tried before, I was kind of like, fuck, I have no idea what
Well,
I'm
let's
walking
just
into.
preface the audience with this. We've
Okay.
met and hung out like 3 times.
Right.
Like we don't know each other that well.
No, but it was always
So this is a
amazing.
good introduction to Crazy Sarah for you.
But you're not crazy. That's
You're
and
welcome.
I love
You're
the name,
welcome.
but you're
Yeah.
not crazy.
Just kidding.
But it was so cool because, and maybe this is what I wanted to say. Maybe I was prejudiced by how Sparrow introduced you to me. But like, oh, you're going to love my crazy friend Sarah. And she didn't mean anything mean by it. But also, yeah, you're fucking awesome. You're not crazy at all. So stop.
Well, thank you.
But I literally was kind of thinking on the drive down, even today, I was like, I have no idea how this is going to go. I never thought you were like, bunny in a pot crazy, but that's a reference that you don't get from the 80s.
Okay, I don't
never
know.
mind. Fatal Attraction, that movie.
Oh, I've seen it, but
Okay.
I don't know them.
So anyway, but no, and it's because you have a comedic mind. Yeah, you're a really amazing person.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I was not literally like, not scared because I'm happy talking to anybody, but I was like, I had no idea.
Well, people have said I'm intimidating.
It wasn't intimidating.
Carrie said she was scared of me when she
It
first
wasn't
met me.
intimidating. I always thought you were awesome, but I just wasn't sure if you're all there. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh,
But now that I've
bird.
talked to you, I actually, it all makes sense. I understand. You are a really smart person, an amazing person. You know what the fuck you're doing, and you have thoughts and ideas that are important. So I really do appreciate you being on the
Aw,
podcast.
thank
And
you.
we're not done yet, but I just
All
wanted to
right.
get that out. This is seriously, I was kind of kidding when we first sat down. This might be one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, thank you.
And you'll probably get me, again, more clicks than I get you. Although you're probably not big on social media, so
I was gonna do a joke there, but it's not PC at all.
then you should definitely do it. You should definitely do it. Hit the punchline now.
Double click the mouse, people. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
We're speaking to all the people in their basement, their mom's basement, that spend too much time online. Double click the mouse. Yeah, because she is cute. So yes. And hover the mouse over her face.
You know.
Hover the mouse over
Stop,
her face.
Stop.
No,
Stop.
no, I'll do
No.
it.
Do you know the reference?
No, I actually did. I was going on my own thing. I don't
Okay,
know what
you
that
don't know what
reference
that
is.
means?
No, I
okay,
don't
we're
know
gonna
what
just
that-
have to.
'cause
We'll have to.
I'm old.
Yeah, we'll have to pause there. That's
can't
That's
share
a
it?
sexual reference.
Well, I picked up on that, but
Female
But is
masturbation.
it personal to you?
No,
or-
I'm just saying it was a joke.
Yeah, but that's why I made the other tag I added was double click on her face, and I
Okay,
knew
this
what
is
you were
getting weird.
doing.
This is
Did you
getting
miss
weird.
that?
I didn't know if you knew or not.
No, I got
Okay,
that it was
all
a
right,
sexual
all right,
reference.
All right. See, we don't know each other well enough to know what's going
Oh,
on here.
yeah.
This is getting out.
This is
this
what
getting out of
happens
control.
in the green room
Yeah.
when a bunch of comedians hang out. And by the way, I'm not. We are not comedians. I don't want to insult actual professional comedians, but I understand the dynamic of when you're just hanging out with funny people, which you
Right.
are. Sometimes you have interactions and you say something and you miss a tag, but that's how some of the best jokes develop.
I mean, you never know. Yeah.
Yes. But
Hey,
yes, I got the fucking reference.
you might be next up for stand up. We don't know what's going to happen.
No, I'd rather do the podcast.
Yeah, all right.
So
Okay.
I did.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you.
Oh, okay.
Because this is my first time on a podcast. I've
Yeah.
only listened to one actual podcast that I'm in the middle of.
Okay.
And what's the hype? I didn't even understand how all this podcast stuff is like so major all of a sudden.
I think it's the evolution of, people used to listen to the news, the radio, their favorite
Right.
morning DJs. I think as our culture, the world culture has evolved, and this is just me spitballing, I'm not saying this is right, but I think people are looking for authenticity, especially with the advent of the internet and social media, which everything is fucking fake. And now we have AI, which is making everything else more fake. I think there is an underlying desire for humans to seek out authenticity. And when you can sit down and listen to, even if it's people you don't know, or maybe it is people you know, or celebrities, just have a conversation for 2 or 3 hours, that's a good thing. You actually, like Matt Damon and
because
and
we
Ben
lost
Affleck.
a lot of radio talk show stuff. You
Right.
think that's
So-
part of
so-
it?
Yes, that is part of it, because the next evolution is there's no commercials. And,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes if you don't pay for Spotify, you have to listen to commercial. But there is something about humans as we keep evolving, and technology is evolving faster than the human race can evolve.
Right.
But I think there is a desire to get authenticity.
Yeah.
I want to hear somebody just sit down for 2 hours unscripted.
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
It has to be unscripted. Can you hold a conversation for more than 30 minutes? Yeah,
Clearly,
a
clearly
soundbite-
I can. I'm running this clock
yes,
out.
you're the
Yeah.
fucking shit. But on a soundbite on CNN, I don't want to call it specific media, but I'm just saying, a 5 or 10 minute news segment on any channel you're talking about, can I just hear the person talk for an hour?
Right.
And can you talk without having an itinerary or a fucking bullet point script?
Right. And actually say what you mean and mean what you say.
So then that's
Yeah.
how you get to know the
Yeah.
person. I think that's
okay,
why
well,
podcasts
do you
are
remember
so
Love
popular.
Line?
Yes, Adam Carolla and
Yes,
Dr. Drew.
that was one of my favorite
That's
things
what
to
they were
listen
doing.
to on
Because
in
that's
the
what
90s.
they
Yeah.
were doing that shit.
Yes, that is what
I
you're saying. That's
know.
the epitome of what you're saying.
It's just be real. Don't fucking give me a script. Don't
Yeah.
give me bullet points, and
Yeah.
don't give me agendas.
And that was really cool because that was like people calling in with real problems, and they were
Right.
like, "Help me!"
And now
and
Adam
you would-
Carolla has his own podcast. Dr. Drew
Yeah.
has his own podcast.
But that
But
would
it's
that
all
was,
about authenticity.
that might have been where
Because
it kind of started.
There is, well, I can go into the origins
Yeah.
of that, but he was a MTV VJ. They call him the Podfather. He was the first one that started doing it, and I'm blanking on his name. He lives in Austin, Texas, I believe, or somewhere in Texas. Oh, I'm blanking on his name.
That's okay.
Anyway, he was kind of the Podfather, but now everybody's doing it. But it is, people just want to be able to connect, and they don't want to have to deal with, filtering through every fucking reel, every TikTok video that is so much fake fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And God, you're right. I just caught myself again. You're
Yeah.
making me curse.
Yeah, clearly Ken has a lot to say. So we will carry this on in the podcast where I interview you next.
We could do that.
Yeah.
And you and Carrie should do a podcast.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
We'll bring Carrie on as our guest star.
Or
She'll
she could be the host.
She'll start singing. I don't know what'll happen. Yeah, we'll just bring a band in.
I can set up a third mic, and we can run if she wants to bring. Does Carrie just sing or she plays guitar?
She sings.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know that.
Well, then I'll bring my guitar
Yeah.
and I'll play and she
Yeah.
can sing.
Yeah.
So yes,
And then I'll just like interject with some comedic bits.
you'll hit with the punchlines. You'll bring some levity to
Yeah,
the situation.
right. I'll keep it all flowing, people. Yeah.
But yeah, I think you just asked me a serious question, and I got really passionate about my answer.
He's
so,
fired up, guys.
So I didn't mean to
Yeah.
yell at you about
No,
that.
that's
But yeah, I
fine.
think that's what's happening.
I
is-
feel threatened a little bit, but it's okay.
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
I can
Stop
defend
it.
myself.
Don't
I
say
took
that-
self-defense twice.
Now I'm gonna
It's
have
all
to
good.
edit that out because people.
This whole thing has to be edited. This is what I was afraid of.
God.
Yeah.
No, just that one part where apparently I threatened crazy Sarah.
I'm just kidding.
I
But
know.
on the record,
Thank you. That's
there,
all you had to say.
There could have been a threatening. No, just kidding. Yeah.
This is gonna live on the internet in perpetuity. You can't say shit like
Just
that.
kidding, just kidding.
Without
Strike it from the
qualifying
record.
it.
Okay, strike
Thank
that from the
you.
record.
Jesus.
Jesus.
I mean,
Okay.
clearly, if they watch the entire 2 hours, they can tell how threatened you
strike
were.
strike it. We are friendly. I taught him how to do a proper cheers,
Yes,
so
yes,
I
you
feel like
did.
we're making progress here.
We are.
All right, closing remarks.
Let me see what the runtime is.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let me pause it one more time. Too many beers. I have to pee again.
Yeah, we
so
have
I'm
to
sorry.
do another pee
But we
break,
should. But we should
people.
do a proper like exit.
Okay, okay.
Because again, you've
Okay,
been amazing.
we have
so
to pause?
I'm gonna pause it.
We will be back. Okay.
Here we go. We are back live. I think.
And we're back.
When I left, you did have an amazing something that you thought about. You wanted to kind of close it out, yeah? Because we're on 1 hour and 49 minutes,
Yeah,
so
this
we
has
can
been
wrap
a
it
long
up.
cast, but you know,
It's been an
you have to
amazing
give the people
podcast.
what they want, you know.
And they want
So-
more
Yeah.
Sarah. Everybody wants more Sarah, and she's not crazy.
Everybody wants more.
Everybody wants some. I want some too. Oh God. Oh my God, that's great.
I was gonna say we should talk about concerts and music because my bucket
please.
list is to see as many of the old bands as we can before they all pass on.
Did you
or
make
whatever,
it to
you
any
know?
of the concerts at the amphitheater this summer?
Yeah, so I went to Billy Idol and Joan Jett.
Okay, I missed that one.
That was awesome. That was phenomenal.
Did you see Toto and Christopher Cross?
No, I did not.
Okay, that's
I
well,
got it, but I did get to see ZZ Top the year prior.
Nice.
I mean, the one guy already died, I think.
Yeah,
Dusty or
yeah,
whatever. But they
yeah.
still sounded awesome.
Right.
And I also have seen, and I got to see George Thorogood last summer
At the
at
amphitheater.
the fair. He was at the Clark County Fair.
Is that the same location but across the parking lot, or
No, the
I don't know
actual
where,
fair
I don't know
fair.
where that's at.
You know, where they have the rides and all that stuff.
So it's on the same property area, right? Isn't the
No, it's like the actual state fair, you know, like Carnival and all that.
But what city is that in?
It's near Ridgefield, but it's not the same place. The
No, it's
amphitheater-
not the big amphitheater, but it's like you have to go across the highway.
Yeah.
and it's, Okay,
it's
that's
the
what I
same
meant.
vicinity kind of. Yeah.
So I know
Okay.
where you're talking about
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
That was a good show.
Okay.
That was really good, actually.
So
Yeah.
George Thorogood.
Yeah, I was impressed.
He could still
Oh,
kind of
he's
sing,
rocking it. Yeah, he was.
and he's got to
rocking
be in
it.
his 70s.
I mean, all these guys are,
wow.
but somehow they're still killing it, man. And so
That's awesome.
Yeah, and right before COVID, I was literally at Roseland Theater watching Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh my God!
Like 2 weeks before they said there's a pandemic and we have to shut
that
the
would've
world
been
down.
the end of
It was
February.
March of 2020.
Early March, because
Yeah,
that's when it went
yeah,
into effect.
it was literally,
Yes.
and I'm like, oh great, because I was just in an entire crowd of people. I'm glad to know there's a pandemic.
So you're probably fine.
Yeah.
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 Nothing to see here. Move
Yeah,
along.
Right, but and speaking of Pretenders, I saw the real Pretenders at Edgefield like years back.
Years ago, yeah.
And I've seen a ton of classic rock bands, and
That is so
Bruce
cool.
Springsteen, he played for 2.5 hours straight.
Did you see him at the Moda Center?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I heard about that.
A few people were
I
at
didn't
that.
go, but yeah, he's famous
A
for
few
like
years
just
back.
going for like 3 fucking hours.
Oh my
He'll
gosh!
just keep playing.
And I just watched his movie documentary.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was gonna be like more.
Oh wait, you mean the scripted movie? They just his
The
biography.
yeah, the movie they
the
just put out.
biography with
Right,
the
right, right.
actor.
Right.
From The Bear.
Right.
Yeah. So that's funny. I
Jeremy
haven't.
Allen, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
so-
haven't seen that. I did watch the
Okay,
Bob
well,
Dylan
be prepared
one.
because I teared up twice. It's,
So I did watch the Bob Dylan one.
yeah, it's
A
on
Complete
track
Unknown.
with the Bob Dylan.
Is it very similar?
Yeah, it's on track.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be more of like a woo music scene, and it was more of a story
More
of his life
authentic?
and a lot more
Like
depressing.
real?
Yeah, it was a lot more depressing than I thought.
That's so funny you mentioned that because after watching the Bob Dylan biopic, I was like, they didn't present it as an over-the-top celebration of his flaws. There was a lot of, look, as I was in my 20s and even my 30s, he did a lot of fucked up shit. And I'm like, part of me was like, the music's amazing, but I don't want to, and I don't think they presented it in a way of celebrating. Like, I don't believe to be an amazing artist, you have to be a douchebag. I don't believe that. But why?
Where is that coming from?
I'm reading way too much into this, but I'm like, but why are so many of the celebrated artists so flawed in their personal lives?
That's what makes art.
I don't believe that.
Well, a
I
lot of-
think you can make good art without
You
being a
can.
douchebag.
You can.
So
It
that's
doesn't-
where that was
but
coming
you're
from.
using
I'm sorry.
douchebag pretty loosely.
Because I was kind of irritated about some stuff.
Well, I just
but-
think that torment, the way people get that, the irony is.
And I'm
people-
sorry. That's why I'm asking you
Well,
this
this is the
because
thing.
I'd be
People
curious
who have,
of your
Yeah,
insights.
people who have, and I'm pretty artistic, but and that's what I actually used to get out a lot of my teenage angst was I would paint in my room and draw in my room.
So people that have trauma,
know,
that's how they express themselves.
Yeah, I think that's
No, and
one
seriously,
Of, yeah, that's, one of the
that's
main
why I
ways.
brought this up, is I wanted to hear your insights on
100%,
this.
100%.
Okay.
And I think some of the best art can come out of that. As messed up as it is, I mean, I studied a lot of artists, and like, I remember writing a paper on like MC Escher, and like I was just watching
Don't know who
him.
that is.
Yeah, he drew this famous staircase that goes in all opposite,
Oh yes.
all crazy
yes.
directions.
Yes.
Because I was just watching a movie the other day, and they had the staircase scene. Oh, I know what it was. I was rewatching The Labyrinth. Because I've never really watched it sober enough to understand it. And that's a true story.
Are you gonna make me edit that too?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just whatever. It's off
They
the
know
we're
she
off the
likes
cuff
wine.
here.
It's fine. She likes
But
wine.
I go, wait a minute. I kind of paused the movie, and I'm like, this is MC Escher.
Okay.
And I had written a paper about it, and I actually turned in a drawing of his face for my math paper, because instead of doing math, I go, can I do that as my paper? And he goes, yeah. So I literally just drew a portrait of him. So, I mean, you got to look at these artists, and like, people are cutting off ears and shit. I mean, like,
Fucking Van Gogh.
Yeah, these people, they're tormented, they're messed up, but they make some of the greatest stuff, And it's sad, but also something good can come out of it. It doesn't mean every artist is like that, but a lot of art is, built upon somebody's
Yeah.
depression or tormented
And
life.
their pain.
Or their pain, yeah, pain. Because what else drives you, right? You have to have some motive or drive to write these things and to write these stories, And their music lyrics. Listen to half of them. Look at the '90s. Hello. Lane Staley.
There was a lot of
all
angst.
the grunge.
There was a lot of angst out of the Seattle
These
scene.
people that killed themselves and they're depressed, we got Nirvana, we've got Soundgarden, we've got you name it, it's just.
So I guess I'm always looking for why can't you create great art without having to go through trauma to get there?
But it's just that seems to be a driving force in a lot
And
of.
that probably sounded like a very naive question.
Yeah.
Because I was a dumbass in my 20s. I was never suicidal, and I didn't create art in my 20s. I didn't
Right.
become a musician until I was later in life.
Right. But you had to see when you started probably playing
But
music.
it's not stuff I share necessarily, but yeah,
But you went through some shit.
I went
because
through
you
some
have
shit
to have a
in my
story
childhood.
to tell, right?
So does that almost make me more empathetic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think in a way you have to have a story to tell. So it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be terrible. Like, you don't have to have some traumatic event necessarily. But I just think life experience.
Struggle.
Some sort of struggle. We all go through it. Like, just be an experience in life.
Well, some people go through more than others.
And some go through more than others, and they feel compelled to write about it, or to sing about it, or to draw about it. You know what I mean? Or paint about it. And then something in that can develop, like some sense of beauty, I guess. Something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, something beautiful can come out of it.
And maybe going back to the comedic references, I've heard so many long-term professional comedians that are famous have said there's always this debate: do you have to be, fucked up to be a great stand-up comedian?
Right.
Do you have to have angst, and do you have to
Not
be
necessarily.
crazy, or can you be an amazing comedian without having life trauma?
You just have to know the formula and be funny.
Oh, no, there's no formula to funny. But
there
I
is
know what you're
some
saying
formula.
there. But
You know what I mean.
yes, set up punchline,
Right.
But
you also have to have
the
something to say
authenticity of
about
it, the authenticity of it,
Yeah.
again, going back to why podcasts are
Right.
popular. So, but I always think that the best comedians are mining from their real life experiences to make.
Well, that's what I write down. I literally write down
Yeah.
things that happen to me and things that are funny and things that I observe. It's also like Jerry Seinfeld. observational humor too. That can be funny, and that's not necessarily.
It's amazing.
And that's not necessarily from torment or anything.
No, it's not.
He literally was like, "Oh, look at this guy at the supermarket."
I was gonna say, I don't know, but his comedy is amazing, but it doesn't feel like it came from trauma.
No, and look at Sebastian Maniscalco, one of my favorite new comedians. I saw him in Vegas a couple years ago.
He is good.
Hilarious. He's like the Jim Carrey of comedy, in my opinion, and just so funny. And he's just funny naturally with his mannerisms and everything. And I feel like I'm similar, but not to that extreme. But just his delivery is hilarious. You know, like certain people, like Robin Williams, and you know, you can just be funny in your delivery. But
obviously Robin was tormented. He was
tormented.
tormented.
Yeah,
Yes.
but let's not use him as an example. But Sebastian will just talk about people in a self-checkout line. You know what I mean? Just come on, what are we doing here?
Right.
You know, just basic stuff that's
Yeah.
funny. I mean, you can still talk about that.
I mean,
You
kind
know.
of what happened. A shout out to Brothers Cascade Evergreen Pub. But when we took a break and we're standing in line, that natural conversation we
I just
have with
started talking
random
crap to people.
with random people in line, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, don't make me throw an elbow here.
Right.
Get a drink. Yeah, 'cause-
Yes.
yeah. I mean, just funny stuff.
And that was completely organic. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do this because I'm burping. I don't want
That's
to
all right.
blow that in your
Listen,
face.
we don't want you to burp in our face.
But it also probably Jesus. It also probably makes it harder to hear me but it doesn't matter.
It's
You're
fine.
the point of the podcast, and nobody needs to hear what I say. But yeah,
Art is awesome. That's what I'm going to say.
art is amazing.
And
yes.
also, before we leave, I have to say, shout out to my 3 younger sisters who dealt with me growing up.
And oh my gosh, no, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up because I did want to ask about them. You have 3 younger
Yeah.
sisters. Holy shit! Let's give them a shout out.
Holy shit.
Share whatever you want to share.
Okay.
Because, by the
Kat-
way, 3 younger sisters. I think your older sister is actually pretty amazing. So I hope you see this sometime. But go ahead. Say whatever you want to say.
Catherine, a.k.a. Catman. Aaron, a.k.a. Air/whatever. We won't say it. And then Stacy, a.k.a. Staceface. Sportin, whatever you guys want to say. I also have Kat's kids, my nieces and nephew.
Yes. Okay.
Nephew Oliver, Sophia, and Lydia. So we have to say,
Oh.
and they call me Auntie Shesh.
As in, shush up. No.
Yeah, that's what Oliver said. Oliver goes, that's it. I was trying.
Is that real?
This is a funny story. This is a funny story.
Tell it.
So when Oliver was like a year old, he could not say Sarah, and we were out. I was trying to get him to say Auntie Sarah, and he kept going Auntie Shesh.
Got it.
And that's all he could get out. So the Shesh thing stuck.
Yes.
Well, now that he's like 10 years old, he goes, no, I was trying to say shush, like shush.
I love it. I fucking love this.
And I'm like, no, you weren't. But now that's what he's
That's
sticking to. But
amazing.
yeah, they still call me Auntie Shush. And I got him listening to classic rock and doing dance parties at the house every time I come
So
over.
you're making sure they're going to be raised right.
Yep.
Although I'm sure their mothers, your sisters,
Yeah.
are also going to make
Yeah.
them raised
Yeah.
right. You have an
But
amazing
you
family,
see
it
him
sounds
do
like.
the devil sign in all these
Oh,
photos, and
gosh,
I go, wait a minute, why are they all putting up devil's fingers in these photos as
It's
kids?
probably your fault.
It's my fault.
It's Sarah's fault. You should wear that like a badge of honor.
Yeah, I'm looking back at these old photos and I go, Catherine, why are they all doing the devil's sign? She's like, oh my God, I never noticed that before. So we go over, we do full dance party. We got them doing, we're not gonna take it. No,
Oh no,
we're not
we ain't
gonna take it. Yeah.
We're not gonna take it
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah,
Oh my
devil
God.
sign. So they're all doing air guitar. They all got it down now.
And I think I just asked you this like 5 minutes ago, but I got so excited about that. That was cool. Are your sisters in Oregon, the area?
No. So Kat's up
Then
in,
I didn't ask you about it. Yeah, so,
I don't want to
okay.
give addresses
No,
or
no,
anything.
no.
But yeah,
Details,
Kat's
but-
up in the Seattle area. Aaron's out in Eastern Oregon.
Okay.
and Stacy is in Corvallis. So we're all sort
Okay.
of spread out.
All right, go Beavers.
Yeah.
Thank God
Oh,
for
no,
Stacy. Yes,
no.
go Beavers.
Well, I forgot
yes.
you're a Beaver.
No,
Yeah.
I was keeping it on the down low. The entire time you were talking about going to the University of Oregon, I was biting through my fucking tongue because
Oh
I
my
wanted
God.
to punch you in the face.
So I just visited her in November, and we went to the OSU campus and did a walkthrough.
As you should. It's way better than Oregon.
And I took a picture of me flipping off this big
Yes.
beaver blow-up thing that
As
they had.
you should.
Meanwhile, they're doing a new student tour introduction, and there's a whole group of students coming through as I'm flipping off the
And
beaver.
this was your sister Stacy.
Yeah, because she did go there for a few years.
Stacy, you can't fucking take her anywhere. Do not take her in public.
Why do I feel like I'm having deja vu? Yeah.
Gosh, that's amazing. Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
We're gonna cut this off.
I think we
really,
have to cut.
no, seriously, Sarah, thank you. This
Yeah.
was a great conversation. And to your parents and your siblings, she is actually a really amazing person, and I really appreciate her taking time to be on my podcast. Her and Carrie are going to start their own.
Oh,
I'm going
I
to
don't-
make this happen. I'm going to give them the open source software and show them how easy it is to have a fucking podcast. It's really easy
Oh
and
my
cheap.
gosh.
And YouTube lets you upload it for free.
Okay.
The entry level
Well,
cost
if
is
nothing
so easy.
else, we have to interview you for artistic value.
We could do that,
We'll
yes. Because
interview.
I can set up a third mic
Yeah.
and you and Carrie can grill me. Let's
Yep,
just say how it's
yep.
going to be. You're going to grill
We're
me.
gonna roast him, people. Yeah.
That would actually be amazing.
So,
And there's plenty of material. I'm a
Yeah,
dumbass.
yeah.
There's a lot of material to roast me about.
Okay, we're gonna
so.
flip the script, guys. So next up, we will be interviewing the interviewer, and it's gonna be great. Yeah.
It'll be awesome. All right. Sarah, thank you. I'm going
All
to
right,
shut it
man.
down now, and then we can
Okay.
say our goodbyes off camera because then you can start cursing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be able to drop some F-bombs after this. Yeah. Bye, guys.